standing. Flag no fail. Hold strong, people. Hold strong. Revolutionary. Frontline standing. Solitary. Mind state. Kinda scary. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and put me on the front line. 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 Hold strong. I'm tested. Hold strong. I'm tested. Hold strong. I'm tested. I'm tested. I'm tested. Hold strong. I'm tested. Hold strong. I'm tested. Hold strong. I'm tested. Follow me until the end. Follow me if you can. Heart beating faster. Don't forget to breathe and put me on the front line. Put me on.
We're back finally. Here we go. What's up, guys? Now that we're done with that normal OBS bullshit, let's get started. Let's get in. Like I was saying, I'm not sure where I left off, so I'll start over. Fuck it. Who cares? Teddy, what is up, my friend? Stopping by. Man, what it was that? Ted, how you doing, my friend? Let's see who else is in here. Felix, how you doing, Felix? I am Kat, my new biggest fan. How you doing? Who else is in here? I know Flat Earth the Con is in here. Indigo, how you doing, sir? Yeah, fuck it, let's go live. It's gonna be a little fun. Not too long. Not as long as last time. I know that for sure because I had a very long day and I'm already tired. But I said fuck it anyway. Let's go live. What's up, Free Minded? How you doing, sir? Like those convos you guys have been having over at that new Discord. Speaking of Discord, if you guys haven't, go down to my link down in my description and join the Discord. It is compared to the other Discords, it is definitely a very chill Discord. If you are an asshole, yes, there are timeouts and shit like that. But some of these, we're not talking about you, Indio. Kind of go rapid on the timeouts and the detentions, and I found that it's kind of hard to be there. But at the same time, they do have good discussions. So if you're in the voice chat, then it's all good. But beware of their chats. Oh, really? Yeah. Well, actually, I'm going to talk about that. I do plan on talking about that. I'm not scared anymore. So yeah, we're gonna definitely get into that because it has a lot to do with what the title says, and it's confusing to me how people are so sure of themselves. But with that said, I know Cynics, he may stop by because he's going to be our resident Glober, who I can bounce stuff off of because he likes to think he knows everything. And with that said, he's not a dumb man. So we'll see if we can convince him eventually in this world. Got to him. And it's going to be an open panel. So if anybody wants to jump on, let me know. Get the building. Like I said, I've been promising you guys, going to show you guys a lot of the weather modification stuff, atmospheric modification. I kind of downed it a little bit for a couple reasons. I realized there was a lot of people that still aren't aware this is even happening. Not gonna say any names because I actually didn't get permission, and I don't really want to do that. But I do have a Glober in the Discord that for the first time ever, I'm actually in the middle of a typing debate. it's it's new to me. Um, he's I guess from Australia. He's a Glober. I said he had a mic at one point, but apparently because of our time restrictions, uh, I usually catch him when he's at school. So he's been we've been typing, debating. I hate it because I hate typing. So it's new to me, but it made it very clear how people think um, compared to what they know. And don't get me wrong, flat earthers do it a lot too. Um, but of either side, um, I'm sorry, I've only witnessed that flat earthers are more willing to say fuck. I don't know. I don't. Who knows? Blah 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 blah. For myself, I'm very open to the fact that hey, I haven't studied the stars, I haven't studied the sun and the moon. I actually got a lot on my plate when it comes to this weather modification stuff, work, my son, coaching, oh, the whole nine. But it's everything I love doing, so I'm happy with life. With that said, let's get into it. What's up, Stargazer Jim? How you doing, sir? Who else come in? With that said, like I said, another thing I wanted to talk about was opportunities. I just like to think, the I call them the Glover debate server, Discord server over on Discord. Um, like I said last time, I actually they made me a mod. Um, I have the opportunity a server. Um, but I'm kidding. I do not. I try to stay away from using that as much as possible because, believe it or not, every single troll that we deal with on a regular basis is there. Um, and it's ironic because then, when they're not in a flat Earth chat, um, or trying to snipe, believe it or not, a few of them, only a few, can actually be pretty decent people. Um, when I say, when I say decent Globers, I do. There are a few that I have no problem talking about because they are honestly as nice as people as possible, regardless. One that is always here, and I do appreciate that, Stargazer Jim. Man, uh, thank you. Uh, awesome being there and having a person that I know is respectful without worry at all. Uh, and then also you're a San Diego neighbor, so that's pretty cool too. I see Bar, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for coming by. It's been a while, huh? Jay Alex is in the building. Hey Jay, if you want to get on the panel, let me know. I'll send you that link. Uh, if anybody doesn't know yet, because I do talk about it a lot, Jay Alex that is in the chat right now, he is the whole reason my Discord server is what it is right now. So I do appreciate that, Jay. Thank you. Um, I mean, I have no clue how to make what to do. Um, I am Cat. She's in there, and I got yelled at today because because I shared a lot of links. I probably shared about 10 links. A few of them we're gonna actually look over today. Um, all like just one after the other. And apparently, because I'm not a computer whiz, apparently sharing 10 links in a chat is not okay. It's not cool. So I do apologize for that. I am Cat. Thanks for letting me know. I will talk to my outsourced tech guy, Jay Alex here, and we'll figure that out. Because we do have a place where you can share links, but unfortunately, I am Cat. That is only for flat Earth eyes. Mainly because I will be starting to eventually start sharing my hangouts there, and I just can't take that chance. Um, so I am going to talk to Jay about giving a few of the Globers special privileges, um, which means getting to places that regular Globers aren't. Mainly because I know you guys, and you've proven not to be assholes or anything like that at all. Um, I was just saying that the chat's spam. Yeah, yeah. So she let me know that I was actually spamming, so I need to calm down. But then again, hey, it is my front line, but it is for you guys too. So if you guys get there and you guys can't get into a certain chat or voice chat or see certain things or get into certain areas, let me or Jay know, and we'll get that taken care of ASAP. Um, Me and Jay kind of have like same like different hours, so he's ahead of me. So one of us is probably always on or always like kind of scrolling through, see what's going on. So if you're new, haven't got a role yet, you will eventually. What is up, Billy Sanchez? How you doing, sir? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I jumped on. I was really hoping that like Brother Sanchez wasn't going on because I know a lot of you guys go over there, and but what I actually did notice, and I wanted to thank a lot of you guys, is there's a lot of new faces lately. A lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time, or new faces that I've never seen on Flat Earth, and I do appreciate you guys coming by. Um, just let me see. Um, Kind of trying to figure out if I want to start now, what I wanted to talk about. There's a lot of things I want to talk about. Um, and when it comes to the weather modification stuff, a lot of you guys have probably heard a lot of the stuff I'm going to go over. There is a lot of stuff, a few things in there that I actually haven't, in regards to like Raytheon and what I believe is happening right now when it comes to space technology, atmospheric modification. A couple things I wanted to talk about when it comes to how Globers think. Let's get into that actually. Um, I think I talked about it before on the stream, but I'm gonna go ahead and repeat myself. Um, Obviously, I'd been going over to the other Discord and I talk about weather modification, or at least I try. Um, and for a long time, all the Globers just basically tell me I'm crazy. Uh, they don't like the word chemtrail, regardless of how you define it. Because reality is, I mean, it's a chemical, and they do spray it in the sky and on the ground. But things like that. When it comes down to it, uh, for a while, I mean, they just ridicule me, tell me I'm full of shit, I'm a conspiracy theorist, and then it was like weird. One Glober, I'm not gonna say his name because actually I kind of like the guy, and I know you guys probably hate him. One day he just decided all of a sudden that yeah, cloud seeding was real, and yeah, they spray the sky, but when I say they spray the sky, I mean they spray the sky with purpose. They know what they're doing. In their vision of it, it's just testing because that's kind of their way of refuting it still. Um, but yeah, now they're fully on board with whether it's cloud seeding at least, um, and testing other stuff, but not actually doing it. So it's kind of limbo for them, so they can kind of have a way to scapegoat if they feel they need to. Um, and then I know a lot of you guys remember this in Stargazer Gym. This will probably be fresh to you, and I know you may have heard me uh, comment on it this morning in that Discord. I had a debate with Red Rhetoric, and, and as far as I was concerned, the whole first half he was not his usual self. Let's put it that way. I've learned that if you're gonna have a debate, it has to be one on one. No one else on that panel. Um, because once his other cronies figured out how he was not acting normal, they started jumping in and talking shit. But the main point of this story is, as a lot of you guys know, I'm in the construction industry. I am a civilian contractor. I do a lot of grade checking. I've done off and on surveying, taught by my father, and through doing it over and over again. And for this whole time I've been on Flat Earth, I have stated it's one fact, and I've heard nothing but I'm a liar and all these other crap for it. And that is it's surveyors. They don't use curvature. It they don't. It's not in any books. It's not number. It's nothing. They do not use it. Um, and go right over. It's in my archives. My debate with Red Rhetoric. Um, I brought out some blueprints and and basically they talked a lot of shit because I brought blueprints. My proof was that the Golden Gate Bridge does not take into account curvature when it's built. Mainly reason I brought that one to the debate was that that is one of the bridges that everyone is told they use the 8 inch per square mile. It's really not 8 inch per square mile because that's actually a really small unit. If they were using it, it would be 0.67, but they don't use it. Um, and I got I got ridiculed pretty bad for that, using plans and saying surveyors don't use it. And then, lo and behold, a globe head. I don't remember his name. I think it was George something. He's Stargazer Jim. Would George be a surveyor, or is he just an engineer that is interested in those type of things? Hey, what's up, Return of the Cat Eyes? How you doing? It's been a while. How you been? I'm pretty sure he's an engineer, but he hobby is surveying and stuff like that. So so basically what it is I was listening to him today, and they were talking to somebody, and the topic came up of that square per mile and how surveyors work. And again, I'll say it. I've always said that they do not use it, and I've always been argued against that. Well, once a globehead says it, the rest will latch on and agree with it. So, of course, now the globeheads will tell you that surveyors do not use curvature, and I thought that was funny. Um, and fuck it, curve water. I do feel he owes me an apology because he was one of the people that loved to ridicule me about it, and it just it feels good to be validated and show everybody that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. With that said, the owner of that server, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know Jim Panda. I do remember Jim Panda used to be an asshole. Believe it or not, Jim Panda is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met or talked to, at least on a YouTube/Discord server. From what I remember him when I got here till now, he is a completely different person. I hope some of you guys get an opportunity to see that side. My bad, guys. I had a yawn and it just not go away. Um, but at the same time, it is filled with assholes, and I was like I said, I was honored to receive a mod in that Discord server, which kind of threw all the Globers for a loop, which is another entertaining thing and reason I go over there. I do not suggest anyone go there unless you are willing to raise your voice and be ready for a conversation with 5 to 6 at a time. The normal stuff. So let's with that said, and I got that out the way. Oh yeah, sorry. I've actually heard him. Actually, today I heard him when y'all know him. The beloved electromagnetic Wisher Ponner, Mr. Grim V was over at the Discord doing his ranting and raving, and popped off and said a little something stupid to Jim Panda, and I actually got to see the old Jim Panda that I remember, and he put Grim V in his place. Hopefully, Grim V does not show up because he likes to pop into everyone's shit and try to take over, but won't work here. But with that said, let's get into some good stuff. I was hoping that the Cynics would stop by. I think he may be a little bit busy. Stop in earlier to say what's up, but let me see, Indio. So yeah, Indio, if you, hey man, you're more than welcome to jump on the panel if you want to have a conversation. Uh, Shit, you could even, if you're over at the Discord, send some Globers over, and can enjoy that fun. But with that said, let's get into a couple of the normal things I've talked about with weather modification when it comes to what I consider normal, and that is the cloud seeding, and that's mainstream now. I think everybody should already know about that. If not, I don't know what rock you're under right now. I saw in the chat, Flat Earth Econ, we were talking to Stargazer Jim about chemtrails. So here's what it is. The Globers, F it. The deniers, when you say chemtrails to them, and this is why I changed it, you say chemtrails, they're automatically thinking that crazy thing everyone keeps talking about. And I'm gonna admit it, there are some nutters out there. Um, I found one of the hardest things to do is talk to people. Okay, okay, no problem. No problem, cats. The hardest thing I have realized is that talking to people about weather modification that believe in it, that or know that it's happening, is the hardest because when someone has a preconceived idea of what's going on, and it's different from theirs, uh, it gets into shit happens. Discussions become heated, but the realization is that I know you guys. I know you guys understand that when I research something, I really want to get the real truth out of it, and not only get that truth out, but understand it. So I don't want to, they are weather modification and we have nothing to say. I want to talk to you guys. I want you guys to understand what the issues are, what's going on, why they're doing it, who's doing it. I want everyone to know what's going on. I do wish I could get a lot of those guys from the Discord server over here to actually to understand to hear me because I tried to explain to a few of them the other day that go to a place like that Discord server, um, regardless, it's going to get you're going to be talking to about 10 to 15 people at a time. Half of them complete trolls and they will talk shit the whole time. The other half they want to refute whatever you're saying, just because I believe. And so what happens is I get worked up. I No, you can't think clearly. Like right now, I remember what I want to talk about. I'm here. I'm with you guys. I'm not thinking something else. I'm not thinking what's next. The whole nine. So for them to hear it maybe in a calm, cool, collective version of it, and with the documents and the articles and everything that I do have that I can't just pull up there. Um, I wish a lot more of them would come by, especially because a lot of them, like I said, that are trolls aren't really fucking trolls. I call them pack wolves. They're assholes when they're with the pack, cool as shit when they're alone, and I think that's another. I think it's fake, but at the same time, I think it's what society's prepped us for that. Uh, you got a big group of friends and you're cool. If you got nobody, then you're a loner. Fuck all that. I want a tight knit group, aka family, and I'm happy with that. So with that said, let's get into this weather modification stuff. If you guys have seen these things, maybe it's just a refresher. Maybe if you've seen these things, you don't believe in it. Maybe you'll start looking into it. A lot of my resources, of course, coming from Jim Lee, climateviewer.com, 3D. Best site I've gone on. There's the other one, geoengineering.com. That one is actually a really in-depth view of it. The problem I have with geoengineering.com is the fact that it does have a lot of stories in it from other sources that kind of go on what I consider the netter version. So, with that said, let's get into some of the stuff with Jim Lee. Get this site popped up real quick. And a lot of you guys have heard about this one. This one is what I consider one of my favorites, only because it's basically the beginning, as far as I know, the beginning of everything. So I like this one a lot. And this is the one here in San Diego where I stay. It's the Charles Hatfield Makes Rain for LA Floods San Diego. So he's done this a few times. Funny little story. He was actually took a bet. Says here for $1,000 in 1905 to make it rain, and the story actually comes out from the guy who had to pay him, so kind of makes it legit. Later on, about 10, 15 years later, here in San Diego, there's a place called Lake Marina. It has a lake, has a dam. It does supply a couple of little towns in this area with fresh drinking water. Well, back then, hey, there were droughts. So what they did is they were San Diego County contracted Charles Hatfield and his brother to make it rain. They were paid. I think it was about 10,000, I believe. Let me just go through here. Scroll down a little bit. I told the story so many times. I should know it by now. Um, okay, so they were contracted to do it for $10,000, but actually resulted in millions of dollars in damage after 3 days of rain and the dam flooding over and actually breaking. Uh, the dam is rebuilt, and the Lake Marina is not a big lake at all, but it's there. Um, it is actually a big history, a story that a lot of the town talks about still, that is still there. 60% of that town actually moved out of that area because of the damage. Um, and also, he didn't receive payment because San Diego wanted to sue him for it, even though they had contracting. It was pretty cool. So I got some, some visual things. This is right we're looking at now. That is the man, Charles Hatfield. The news articles that came running with it. Um, yeah, it was a crazy story. When I read about it, it was like, whoa, this is probably one of the first uh, weather modification stories I'd read about, or I'd read about other ones, but the first one that was like, oh shit, okay, this is actually happening. Because I used to, I used to be like you guys, some of you guys, where I didn't believe it was going on, but it is. And our resident, as I call the resident Glober, the Cynics, is in the chat. Cynics, I sent that link to your Twitter if you'd like to jump on the Hangout. Matter of fact, I'd appreciate it if you jumped on the Hangout, mainly because like to uh, you like to, you like to argue, and I feel the day that I'm able to convince you this is happening, I've done my job. All I want is one. Let's see, that's ready to go. Yep, Hangout's ready to go. Okay, so like I was saying, uh, this was the first. Not so. Let me get this. Let me make this very clear. Personally, I believe the very first weather modification was by Indians. We've all heard about Native Americans doing rain dances. Well, Charles Hatfield actually made it rain exactly like the rain dance ceremonies were taking place. I don't really know if the Indians knew what they were doing, except for that when they danced and did these bonfires, it would eventually rain. Basically, what Charles Hatfield did and his brother, they started this. They did like a bonfire style up in a tower, and the way the smoke accumulates and the particles get into the atmosphere, it sucks up moisture and makes these rain clouds, and therefore it rains. So I'm pretty sure it's their fire, though I'd never seen it or pictures of the actual fire. Had to have been a very large fire, lots of smoke, lots of whatever chemical they used. It's in this article. Another aspect I don't remember, but this is why I give you guys the website that I go to for this information. Again, you could email me. The best place would probably be the Discord, because I actually put a lot of the links I stream with. I put them over in the Discord in the streamer section. So, all right, yeah, no problem, Senex, no problem. Let me see. Okay, so that said, let's keep going. Uh, a lot of the deniers will deny whether. Okay, so there, as far as I'm concerned, there are three aspects: cloud seeding, weather modification, and atmospheric modification. And we're gonna go through all three today. It's gonna be pretty quick. Like I said, this isn't gonna be the in depth that I wanted to, but I also realize that there are still a lot of people that don't understand or know what's going on. And throwing all that information at them, I think is dangerous. Not dangerous and someone's gonna get hurt, but very easy to lose someone's interest if they've never heard about it or if they just don't believe it. Period. So we're gonna go slow steps. You guys have noticed I'm live streaming a lot more. Things have gotten back to normal, I think. So I'm gonna be doing this all the time. Got big plans for this, presenting all the weather modification, the new stuff I find. Um, what else? Hey, one second. I gotta go answer my door real quick. My apologies. Actually, it was nobody, of course. So like I said, lost my place. Where was I? Okay, so if there's three, don't want to overload people, so kind of want to go slow and do this in sections. A lot of you guys remember when I was going to do the living off the grid. Don't know. I do a lot of backpacking and learning to survive off land. Do it with my son. He loves it doing it. So I want to start doing that again because I know there's a few people that I know that never even been camping, um, let alone actually survive, so to speak. So got a lot of big things coming. So enjoy. Jay, I just put the link in the Hangout. So if you go to the FE Frontline Hangout on Google, you'll find that. If you want to jump on. Um, Again, if you are on that Hangout, please do not invite anybody. It is actually the first time I've ever had a Google Hangout that is 100% safe, um, kind of Poncho Pete style. So I think that's pretty cool. I like to keep it that way. Um, what else is there? That kind of rambled for a bit, and then we'll get back to here. Oh, so I know where I was at. A lot of people that don't know what's going on, don't believe it's going on. Um, a lot of us that do know what is happening will bring up Project Storm Fury. Now, this is probably one of the biggest eye openers that I got once I realized that weather modification and all these chemicals being sprayed was going on. This was the time when basically U.S. Air Force and and National Oceanic Atmospheric Association are the big dogs of the weather meteorologist industry. Were involved with dropping dry ice into a hurricane. This happened in 1947, and basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. They wanted to see what would happen if they put dry ice in a hurricane. What they found out did happen was it amplified it. I mean, it basically turned it up to the max, which is the main reason I believe that a lot of people that are doing this things like Weather War 101. He's a really good YouTuber that actually breaks down the radar satellites and the radar communications that show these little signatures of phenomenons, so to speak, that happen when these hurricanes and natural disasters happen that just seem funny. Um, but like I said, uh, yeah, like I said, so what happened is they seeded this dry ice and basically it killed a person and and did millions of dollars in damage in the Florida area. Um, I sent this link to, like I said, I'm having a debate in my server, um, a typing debate of all of them, and the kid asked me for a link, so I sent him a bunch of these links, and he was like, "That's a conspiracy site." Well, um, I let him know, hey, fact-based flat earther. Um, those conspiracy sites that I go to, and a lot of us go to, a lot of people that deny don't realize that these people that have these websites are doing 10,000 times more work than I am. And of course, there's going to probably be some biased articles somewhere here and there. But who starts a website? Who puts all that time and effort into a website for completely fake? It doesn't make sense to me. And what doesn't make sense needs to be questioned. So what do? It's like I go through everything on this website and I check it, and this guy is so on the ball when it comes to truth. Uh, so he has the description of what's going on and who's doing it. Back in here. What's up, ATF? How you doing, sir? Um, he's on the ball when it comes to this stuff because it's not just the article telling you what's going on, but it's the links he finds. These are the real. This is like you can't. How do you deny it? And if you deny these links that I'm about to show you guys, you don't want truth. You just want to deny ever the fuck you can. And to me, you're only ripping yourself off. So, like I said, let's check out these articles. So, I get it. We're on the weathermodificationhistory.com site, who's owned by the same Jim Lee guy. His other site is the climateviewers.com site. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this first one because I get it. You deniers aren't going to want me to click on his other website. And, Wikipedia. Well, what do I say about Wikipedia? It's Wikipedia special in its own. So uh, maybe the NOAA website, a government website that talks about it. Let's see what they say. So, actually, I have it popped up right here. There you go. So, Hurricane Research Division. Yes, they do have a Hurricane Research Division. Um, I can. This is one of the other reasons that I 100% believe in drones are doing a lot of the things people don't realize. Um, Basically, what they tell the mainstream is they want to study these hurricanes, and I believe them. I 100% believe that they use planes, drones, uh, water, like special boats that are anchored into or sites that are anchored into water to be in the path of hurricanes so they can get as much data on what is going on inside, outside, in the middle, from start to finish, the whole nine of a hurricane. All that is real. That's what they do. That's what they want to do. Along with that is what can they do with it? Um, obviously, the one thing they would want to do is figure out how to suppress them. Obviously, you can get a Category 5 if you know how to stop it. You stop it before landfall. More people don't die. More property is saved. Um, the whole nine. Here's the problem. Uh, there's a lot of these situations that turn bad. Um, this is the thing that they won't tell you. Um, a lot of the stuff that happens, my belief, natural wise, is a product of them messing with. Um, I got into it, and actually, you guys will probably enjoy this. My flat Earth family, Gazer Jim, you'll probably enjoy this too. In the Discount server, I actually have a section, a channel. Sorry, guys, a channel at the bottom. It's called Are you smarter than? Are Globers smarter than a fourth grader? I apologize, Jim. Cats. But I'm basically going to start posting, and I will be the only one able to post, but you guys will be able to read it. Uh, Globers that I come across on a regular basis that either aren't all there or completely just deny shit just because and make a fool of themselves. So those are some cool things that are over there. But I got into it with the guy who you all know, an asshole. Will be in that server very soon. Ron Burgundy. Um, he is one of those type of people who just disagrees with flat earthers. You could say your name is Ron Burgundy. He'll fucking say you're wrong just because a flat earther said it, and I think it's pathetic. Pathetic. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I asked him a few questions the other day, and the answer I actually got from him scared me. So we got into it. I think the server was already talking about it, and I had said, yeah, they're still using weather as a weapon. It's actually been the military's goal the whole time. They started all of it. Um, their their whole mission has been, and their saying has been, "You rule the air, you world." Kind of heard that before when it came to kind of funny that Paul's turns full circle. But I told him, I said, yeah, they used it. They used it in various wars in the early years, 40s, 50s, and he said, well, they don't now. And it struck me odd that he said they don't now. He didn't deny they had done it before. He said, well, in 1970s, late 70s, and Ron, if you ever hear this, you were right, buddy. It came into force in the 78, 79, but there was two treaties that came out in 74 and 76 that are actually the important ones. So therefore, you're actually not right. Sorry, not sorry, but basically those treaties stated that these agencies can practice, can try to figure out weather modification, but you are not allowed to use it as a weapon. They clarified. Uh, they clarified. I'm gonna find this real quick. They've made it very clear that there are these laws, and it frustrates me thinking about how these companies lie through their teeth. And we'll go through that. I know you guys have heard it. It's sickening. Um, Hugh, what is up, my friend? Yeah, man. I heard you talking on Sun and Moon about Sun and Moon about the weather modification or cloud seeding, and it's we're going in on it basically, Hugh. I'd appreciate it if check this out because, hey, man, it's serious. And from what I heard you talking, you're definitely on point. The thing is, it's far worse than I've heard you talk about it. So maybe you'll get from this, and then help spread the word. Stargazer Jim says, treaty stop. Its use during the war could be used commercially or for science, but not exactly. That is 2AT is basically what it is. Weather weaponry is actually supposed to be against this treaty. But this was the reason this conversation was shocking. So Ron Burgundy, he said they don't do it anymore. It's been banned since the late 70s. And I said, hey Ron, you know about Project Stormfur? He said, I don't care. I said, you know about Vietnam War? I don't care. I said, doesn't matter because it wasn't illegal then. Now that's not the problem I had. My problem was I went, hey Ron, did they openly tell people that they dry iced a hurricane that did millions of dollars in damage? He wouldn't answer it. I said, did they tell people openly that they had did these monsoons in Vietnam to push their front lines? He didn't answer. And then here's the thing, said Ron, they didn't tell people then when it was okay to be doing it, or not spoke about, or no one would wouldn't be penalized for it. Why would they tell people when it is illegal? And then he goes on his rants and he never answers because that's what he does. And here's my answer: they think they can get away with anything. That's the reality of it. Not they're really good at what they do. Fuck yeah, they're good at what they do. They've been doing shit like this for thousands of years behind people's back. They're fucking perfect at it. Which brings me to my next point. I bring a claim to somebody, for instance, weather modification, not cloud seeding, weather modification, and they want you to show you proof like it's mainstream. Like I'm gonna be the only person on the face of this planet to have found out about it, and he wants it all. Like I was in the drawing board. I was there for the whole ideas, the cloud, the whole brainstorming. I bet the whole brainstorming of these ideas. And the reality of it is I'm nobody. I'm a civilian. It takes me years what someone who helped in it knows in a day. So yeah, it's going to be slow for all of us. And no, we put it this way: if we have every single answer for these quote unquote conspiracy theories, then they're probably not bad. They're probably just really you're a nutter. That's what I call people who take it too far or go beyond the truth of it. So yeah, it's not going to be out there. It's not going to be public domain that hey, we just fucking shook Haiti with a 10.0 hurricane. They're not going to do it. But there are countries out there that have on record in the media, in court, have stated U.S. has full involvement in so and so, and we'll go over that. And to me, it's like I've said this before. Globers, for the most part, don't research anything they're arguing. A lot of them, it's what they learned or they heard. Here on YouTube, find a lot of people that heard it because they watch a lot of a lot of YouTubers that hate flat earthers. So of course that's what they go. That's what they roll with. Um, then you get the people that just don't care. They wouldn't do their life dependent on it. Doesn't matter. You're a flat earther. Fuck you. You're wrong. And those are the people actually I'm worried about because those are the ones that are gonna have to thumbs up their ass. Shit hits the fan. Didn't expect it. Um, so yeah, uh, back to what I was talking about with Ron. So I said, I said, hey, they didn't tell you about that shit then. Why would they tell you about it now? Let alone we have everything. And he goes in these rants about something I said like 2 days ago, or the first sentence of what I said, not realizing I was really baiting him. And it's just far fetched to think that people actually believe their governments aren't willing to screw them over. Um, I'm not sure if anybody realizes it, but we're here in America based on the fact that British government was shitty to a lot of people and they wanted to colonize here. Granted, it was Britain backed or funded. I don't even know what you would have called it back then, but it was still their territory. That's why they were colonies. But the Civil War ended any idea of the British having anything to do with here. So shit happens. Um, it's the scariest part about weather weapons to me is you would never know. If it rained for 3 days right now and you had flash floods, for one, unless you know stuff like this is happening, and even then, there's no way to prove it. It's how do you prove someone made a storm and did all that damage? I mean, you would literally have to watch them load a plane, see the plans. I mean, guess what? We see the plans. Things happen. They put these things out and we find out, oh my god, it's fucking true. So back to what I'm saying. This is Project Storm Fury. This is exactly what they were doing. As it says on the screen, I'm not sure how big it is out there. There's a Storm Fury hypothesis. Seeding, eye wall weakening, new eye wall, dumb, or new eye wall dominant. So basically, what they wanted to do, they wanted to figure out, can we seed this? Second was what's the old eye wall? Basically, when a hurricane splits, why is it split? What happens inside that cone or that system or cell, as they would call it? And then once one does split or dissipate and become another, how does it build itself? So these are big questions that I mean are very important. Uh, uh, so like I was saying, they do this on a regular basis. Uh, they actually are able to do it very easily based under the guides that hey, um, we're NASA or we're the NOAA. Yeah, we're just studying. They literally fly and tell us all we're doing is flying over these hurricanes to test the strength, see the cells, to understand Earth hurricanes. My question would be, and something I believe a lot should look at, is why in 2018 are you doing tests that you did in 1940s or even earlier, um, it acting like you've never done it before? So we know the article you guys saw. We know they have done it before. Um, we know they don't give a fuck. It's not like they went out and said, "Hey, we fucked up and we did millions of dollars in damages in Florida trying to see what would happen if we did a hurricane." So, with that said, I mean that right there already says red flags. Uh, Something's up. I mean, and it's ridiculous. How do you tell the American people these bullshit lies and live with yourselves? And I don't get it. That's another thing. Trust me, Raytheon has hundreds of thousands of employees. I guarantee you, they don't know half the shit's going on. I was reading a put on a study. It was a production line. I think it was in China, and it had 5,000 employees. Of that 5,000 employees, only I'm sorry, 15 people actually knew what what those parts were going to. It doesn't. You don't have. The whole organization does not need to know what's going on. Only a few. The other ones, they're so busy in their own tasks, they never know. So yes, flat earthers, you probably could work at NASA. Don't go snooping around though. What's up, Jimbo? So like I was saying, so what I want to do is I wanted to show you guys what I'm talking about when I talk about these drones. They're not those little pussy remote controls that everyone has probably seen at one point in time. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna cheat and make a image slider real quick. Take long because I know where all my files are. My little drone file. And I will show you first off. This is actually one of NASA's drones. It's the one that basically does all the cloud seeding and hurricane seeding. They report these things as if yeah, well, I mean they're here. What? And to me, it's kind of ridiculous. I did not resize it. I just put it up. So don't jump all over me for that. Just enjoy the visuals so you understand what's going on. There you go. So what you're looking at now is it's a fucking huge ass drone that NASA uses to quote unquote study hurricanes, tornadoes, typhoons, any weather effect that they can't explain or want to study. They pretty much use this. The difference between this and a regular plane, pretty simple. Less weight, less payload due for comfort, more room for tanks, no fuel tank. This particular drone that we're looking at right now is actually able to carry or able to fly up to 18 to 22 hours at an altitude of 45,000 feet. It's everything they could possibly want. They don't have to exactly know where a hurricane is. They can fly around and wait. Yeah, but that by far to me is what's going on when it comes to these drones. I believe drones have everything to do with cloud seeding, everything to do with the atmospheric modification. Mainly another task. You don't have to climatize the capsule because there's no people in it. All you got to do is make it safe for your equipment, and hey, go to ball with it. Let me see. Kind of watching the chat at the same time, guys. So if you did want to jump on the panel, let me know. I do have my eye on it. Let me see where the chat's going. Because I know there's okay. So oh, here she is. I am Cat says, if I'm honest, knowing you're a credible source, criteria is now making me hesitant about your evidence. Before it was just up for interpretation, but now it's questionable. Okay. Well, I mean, if you have questions, I'll read off the chat. I personally feel that everything I've said it's pretty out there. It's pretty public records, all known. It's not like I had to go to NASA to find this picture. It was up on their website. I can show you where they actually tell us that they fly through. Well, it was the document you guys are looking at, or we're looking at. Let me take this off real quick. So this document, like I said, Project Stern Fury was an amphibious experimental program to research on hurricane modification carried out between 1962 and 83. Issue 1. This is actually in 47. The purpose modification technique involved artificially simulation of convection outside eye walls. It was argued it would compete with the original eye wall, lead to reinforcement of an eye wall, a larger radius, and thus particle conservation of angular momentum, produced a decrease in the strongest winds. So their goal was to press one of these, basically lessen the strength of one. Um, as in, it says, since hurricane destructive potential increased rapidly as its strongest winds became stronger, a reduction as small as 10% would have been worthwhile, basically lessening the strength of it. Um, Modification attempt in 4 hurricanes on 8 different days. On 4 of these days, the winds decreased by 10 to 30%. The lack of response to the other days was interpreted to be the result of faulty execution of seeding or poorly selected subjects, aka hurricanes. The promising results came into question in the mid 80s because observers in unmodified hurricane induction or indicate, I'm sorry, that cloud seeding had little profit or success because hurricanes contained to a much natural ice into little supercooled water. So basically, where hurricanes are at and why and when. I kind of saw your second part, but I haven't got to it yet, Kat. Let me see. So now we're gonna kind of jump up a little bit. Like I said, I'm gonna kind of jump around. I got a couple things on here, but then we go next to this is atmospheric uh, modification, cloud seeding, making it rain, suppressing rain, uh, weather modification, hurricanes, tornadoes, bigger weather effects, bigger weather patterns. Now we're jumping into atmospheric modification. This is the stuff that actually truly controls our skies, basically. Whereas you see clouds, those clouds did not just form. They are actually formed higher up in the atmosphere than our atmosphere we are in now, which is the starts with a T. Forgot the name of it off the top of my head. But yeah, this is another one of those wow moments. So the sign or the stratospheric periodic injection of climate engineering. Code name is SPICE. You can look it up. From October 2010. There's a SPICE, stratospheric particle injection for chemical engineering, is a EPSRC, NERC, STFC co-funded 3.5 year collaboration between the universities of Bristol, the University of Cambridge, University of Oxford, and the University of Edinburgh, which began October 2010. The SPICE project was investigating the effectiveness of solar radiation management. Involves the offsetting of effects of greenhouse gases, increases by causing Earth to absorb less radiation from the. Now, this is probably the biggest issue on everywhere now, and believe it or not, whether you believe space, whether you believe in you don't believe in satellites, you don't believe in rockets, it doesn't matter. This is what's happening. I'm not going to go into depth about what I'm talking about, but it's on the website, and I will go into depth on another stream. What they have found is that ice is melting. Pretty simple. Basically, solar radiation. What it breaks down to is over a 20-year time. How you doing? Everything? Thank you for coming by. It's been a while. How you been? Like I was saying, it's been over 20 years of research. There are scientists that basically study the solar flares that our Van Allen belt, so to speak, basically defends us from. And then these stages is what they called a hot period and a cool period. It's pretty damn simple. But here's the twist. Around year 5, they started doing these aerosol or atmospheric aerosol tests. There is atmospheric aerosol, natural and man-made, and I do believe that they started off with the natural, realized it's not enough, and or a way to control that, to make climate what you want it to be. in on Earth. So what it is, basically a way of dimming down the sun, so to speak. What I believe is happening is that we're heating up, and going into what I consider a melt ice age. I'm sorry, or the melting of an ice age. Um, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys remember. I think it was about 3 years ago. Uh, Antarctica had a huge chunk that, quote unquote, they said was going to break off. Um, so what I believe they're doing is they're trying to do this quick cool down to stop it from happening, which is one thing. Um, the players that I know of that are involved in this is it's NASA, it's DARPA, ARP, obviously. Um, there's Solarin. They're a big part of it right now. They are trying to, or they already have the ground based of this space based solar technology. The idea is basically to make these insanely large fins, solar fins, that will take in the sun's rays and then using a laser beam, beam down that energy to us. Believe it or not, California has already sold their energy rights to Solarian, so yay. With that said, you see, I see cats in here. Uh, this is not how you should choose a credible source. Again, up above, I referenced a site about a tree octopus. It appears to have lots of effort made into the site, so the logic. Okay, well, here's the thing. I don't understand how you would be able to refute an actually government agency talking about these situations. Like I said, these websites are a wonderful starter point. Um, if there are these government sites or websites, government documents in it, I only urge you to show me how you could disprove them. Because, like I said, right now I'm doing baby stuff. This is for the new ones, the deniers who have no clue. Um, and I can tell you now, the stuff so far, everything I've talked about is public knowledge. So I'm sorry if you go to websites that talk about tree octopuses and are not credible for you, but I do frequent a lot, and they have been nothing but credible when I check into them. And like I said, if you deny it, you deny it. I can't make. So with that said, I'll continue on. But yes, so this is atmospheric aerosol basically. They want to do solar radiation management. Raytheon actually does have a contract with the NOAA. Um, so for this one, we'll go to scientists critique project engineering climate from the Guardian. Actually, let's go to the newscientist.com. I know the Guardian does do kind of iffy stuff when it comes to their information. So I am Cat. I will spare you going to the Guardian. Yes, Felix. Harp is actually the leaders in doing that. Actually, I have something I want to show you guys from Raytheon. Raytheon is coming out. You all know what the next rads are. Next rads are basically these revolutionary weather eyes, basically able to see inside storms, basically from the ground. That is kind of what they do. But the other thing they do is they actually bounce the RF waves and the ELF waves off of these things to the strength over long distances. I am Cat. I'm sure you'll say it's fake. Actually, you can go to a Harp's website and they'll explain exactly what they do. And there's a couple sites on here that you'll see. But like I said, political backlash to geoengineering begins. So let's see what we have here. So this is a site that basically is run off the Spice project that we were just looking at. When it comes down to who the major players are, this link I can actually put it in the chat right now. I'll go ahead and put those other ones that I did. I'll put those in the chat so If you want to read them, more power to you. Yeah, and I get that. I get that, I am cat. You say the government documents are primarily up to interpretation. Sometimes. I 100% agree. Sometimes they're not. And you'll see. I'll give you an opportunity to see some things and go from there. Like I said, baby steps, baby steps. This is talking about pumping water pumped into this atmosphere. This was usually the beginning of the stuff. If I can find some other stuff in here. And like I said, this isn't a government document. It does not say gov.com, but you should look into it, Cat. Because I read this about this solar radiation situation, and we come across to stuff like Raytheon's website. Everybody knows Raytheon's website. If you don't, you know what I'll do? Go ahead and I'll link in the chat for the deniers. So the site is Raytheon's official website. It's not a conspiracy website. It is Raytheon's. When you see stuff like space-based sensors, you go ahead and click on them. Phone will go through these. Visible interfered imager, basically it's a camera in the sky. Joint polar satellite system, basically it's supposed to be watching the ice, and space tracking and surveillance systems. They're all the systems that they're going to be using in our sky to be tracking and testing everything. They have these big contracts with all the main players, whether it be the the United States Air Force, HARP, the weather stations. They actually work hand in hand with the NOAA now for most of these projects that they have. Whether it be, like I said, the sonar stuff. I think I showed a couple of the planes. I'm not sure if these are going to be the ones, but I definitely urge you to check these out. And if you're upset I'm not going too deep, well, like I said, not going to be a very long one, and I didn't plan on going so deep into it that it gives people headaches. But talking about Raytheon, or not Raytheon, talking about the NextRads, believe it or not, those NextRads are new. As far as we're concerned, they're gone. Okay, Raytheon has the new tech contract. I am Cat. I suggest you go to Raytheon. You can actually find the contract in the articles, which I will show you. But for now, I'm going to show you what they're replacing them with. They're called AWAPs. AWAPs are basically advanced weather interaction processing systems, whereas in the NextRads are pointed in a direction for these signals. These things catch it 360 degrees every direction. Basically, the same tech, or 5G is based off this technology. So gives you an idea what they're capable of doing over very, very, very long distances. Go ahead and read it. The Advanced Weather Interactive Processing System. And I'll put the link in the chat right now too. Is the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration in the National Weather Services Weather Forecasting Data Display Toolbox. AWAPS ingest and analyze data, creates a useful visualization, and distributes time-sensitive weather statements such as watches and warnings. 2005, Raytheon has been trusted partner in the AWAPS weather enterprise, providing low-risk operations, maintain, and continuous innovation. Basically, and also in one of these articles, like I forget which one it is, but they actually called it civilian military weather systems. So basically, everything they're going to start using comes out of the military. It's crazy. But this is, these are the things I kind of read over to people that don't really know too much, but they need to know something. And if I see something, I'll go to it and we go check that out. Like I said, I'm going to find that their contracts real quick. Or go to the news because that's one of the feature archives. No, cats. They don't, but they are able to control weather and how our atmospheres act on each other in the weather with the RF waves and the LF waves. That's actually very known because that's exactly what the HARP antennas were made for. HARP antennas, you say? What are those? I'm going to show you guys real quick. Got that one, guys. Somewhere. Oh, okay. It's gonna be one of these. Change this. I think it's on that. All right, it's not that one. Gotta be this one. Yeah, there you go. Oh, there it is. So these are the HARP antennas. These are basically what they started using. This is where the signals transmit from. The signals, the RF waves, EF waves. Guys, if you haven't seen the video, I can show you the video. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have already seen it, where HARP explains that they do have control of the ionosphere, and they have for some time, which is also another reason why we question everything that they say. Because in '95, they said that, and whereas in now they're like we're trying to figure out what's going on there, even though we clearly know they already control it. Matter of fact, I don't think I am Cat. Have you seen the HARP video where they admit to controlling? I want to find that out, because if you haven't, I would love to play it for you so you can understand what is really going on. Also, this is the path of Project Storm Fury, the hurricane that I was talking about a little while ago. Yeah, actually, I and Cat, we do understand that we are surrounded by EMF. We actually look into it. We know what products, what technology has the highest content of it, and also we know that HARP spends a lot of money making sure that they are the top dogs when it comes to that. For instance, find my HARP file right here. There it is. HARP build out. HARP build out to 3.6 million watt capacity complete. For the last 4 years, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project (HARP) has been managed by Defensive Advanced Research Project, aka DARPA, to basically the HARP Interactive Ionospheric Research Observatory is a major Arctic facility in the study of the upper atmospheric and solar terrestrial physics. For the radio science and communications research, among the instruments included in the facilities are the high-powered, high-frequency phase array radio transmitter, numerous radio frequencies, and optical research instruments capable of observing and monitoring the complex auroral ionosphere. Insight infrastructure to support research activities. This is it's pretty like I said, public known. I am Cats. It's not far fetched what we're saying. It's what's happening. HARP timeline. This is actually a good read. Go ahead and put this link in the chat, because I highly suggest anybody who believes HARP has been dead and gone understand that HARP is bigger and badder and have not gone anywhere. That link is what we are looking at now. Is Dr. Benjamin Eastland received the first of 3 patents for a HARP-like method in aperture for altering a region in the Earth's atmosphere, ionosphere, and/or magnetosphere. U.S. patent number 4686605, August 11th, 1987, while working for the ARCO Sedimentary APTI. I don't even know who the hell that one is. It was the first of a dozen related patents that scientists on the APTI's payroll would take out for the next few years. Yes, exactly, Felix. Officially However, HARP was convinced on the morning of 1989, December 13th, when a joint Navy Air Force meeting was held in the offices of the Naval Research in Washington D.C., and has been described as the decision of their mutual interests in carrying out a Department of Defense, the DoD, program in the area of ionospheric modification. Military HARP documents insist that it was at this meeting that the need for a unique heating facility to conduct critical experiments relating to the potential DoD applications was identified. We all know that as the HARP heaters. The official title of the birth of HARP claims that the Navy and Air Force personnel at the after breakfast meeting at the ONR decided to bring a Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, aka DARPA, into the project. Consequently, Navy and Air Force personnel trooped. I don't know what the hell that are. Over the DARPA later that day. Present the proposal for the DoD sponsored program, as well as representatives of DARPA. People from the Office of the Defense Director of Research and Engineering were also present at that second meeting that day. Kind of scroll down and see if we can find some good stuff. Okay, well, this led to a ionospheric modification ELF workshop. This was in 1990. I'm kind of just going to scan over these paragraphs now. In a year time, the project moved off the drawing boards and into reality. The Appropriation Act of Fiscal Year 1990 provided funds for the creation of HARP. That is 1990. They joined with the Air Force Research Laboratories, the Office of the Naval Research. 3 contracts were awarded to ARCO Power Technologies to begin facilitating studies for 1991, and in 1992, the principal contract to begin construction was awarded. 1993, U.S. Air Force announced via the press that prime contractors on the HARP program were ARCO Power Technologies. Let's see what else. Here we go. The following year, 1995, Raytheon bought systems, all the APTI patent they held. The same year, Congress budgeted $10 million for HARP for fiscal year 1996. What else? I mean, these things are pretty public knowledge. These are all government based, or it's not like we're made up things. I'll find them. Look hard enough, or if you look. The HARP final ionospheric research instrument was planned to be in a field of 180 antennas arranged in a rectangular grid of 12 rows by 15 columns. Identified a smaller of a set of elements was constructed to the predicted performance could be verified before the entire facility was built. By 1995, the array of 48 antenna towers arranged as 8 columns by 6 rows had been completed. First round of tests of the DP was April 95. More startup tests were conducted July, November of 95, while tests of the aircraft detection radar were conducted in September of that year. HARP documents claim that the facility was shut down at the end of the last set initial low powers tests on the DP in 1995. Officially, no testing was conducted from the time until the HARP facility was last put in scientific use. For the first time over a year later, a 2-year fury of scientific research activities called a campaign took place in 97. Got some other good stuff. During the early part of August 1997 testing period, several experiments were performed with the NASA Wind satellite, which was a favorable position in its orbit. A third annual HARP open house held in '97. I mean, they're always there. There was the one in here I wanted to read for sure. Well, yeah, this is a long one. I'm not even halfway through any of it. So, like I said, please go on here and check it out. I'm gonna keep going through. I'm kind of scroll through this real quick. Here's one for Research Laboratory and Office of Naval Research to exploit emerging ionosphere and high-power radio technology for new military systems applications. I've stated already that this whole modification system thing was all military-based. Once that they couldn't use it as a weather weapon, they moved it on to the science and weather research. Key to the current efforts was the expansion of the experimental research facilities, included a 3.6 megawatt high facility transmitter and a variety of dynamic instruments. Conduct investigations to characterize the physical processes that can be initiated and controlled in the ionosphere in space via interaction with high power radio waves. I think it'd probably be a good idea. Check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and play that video because this is the video actually plays right in the little area that I just stopped reading, and then I'll get back to the chat because I have not seen this since I started reading this. There. Throw this up there while I check and get the video going. Hope I have that video. That one first. Yep. Sure. Going. There we go. On here. 1 second, people. All right, so it's not wanting to play. Let me see. What did I do with this last time that made it not play?
Mr. Chairman, and thank you to all of you this morning. Very interesting. I wanted to ask a couple questions here about HARP, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. Several of you at the table have a little bit of a piece here. As you know, this is located up in Alaska. It's currently funded by the Air Force Research Lab. It was formerly funded by the Office of Naval Research. One of the prime customers is DARPA, which is currently running experiments at the facilities here. So questions to several of you this morning. I'm told by the president of the University of Alaska that the Air Force has pulled its support for the facility and they're taking steps to demolish it or take it down this summer. He's making the argument that there is other opportunities for us and is trying to find a path where the university might be able to take title to the facility. I'd like to start with you, Dr. Prabhakar. I understand that a lot of folks here on the committee probably don't understand what HARP does. I think most Alaskans don't really know what HARP does or why the agency is involved in it. So a very brief explanation and then a more direct question. Would you be disappointed or would you lose something if HARP were to go away?
Senator Murkowski, as I think you know, one of our programs has been using the HARP facility for the research that it's pursuing. And my understanding is that we did get value out of that interaction. The P in DARPA is projects, and we're not in the business of doing the same thing forever. And so very naturally, as we conclude that work, we're going to move on to other topics. So it's not an ongoing need for DARPA, despite the fact that we had actually gotten some good value out of that infrastructure in the past.
Understood. Then to Dr. Walker and Mr. Schaefer then, Dr. Walker, your agency is currently running the facility. I've mentioned that it's our understanding through the president of UEF that the plans are to move forward and demolish the facility this summer. So the question to you is that accurate? Can you explain why? And then perhaps to both you and Mr. Schaefer, is there any benefit in exploring a potential relationship with the University of Alaska to perhaps take over the HARP?
Yeah, thank you, Senator. The Air Force has gotten great value out of HARP in the past. We took it over from the Navy and managed it and actually did a number of experiment campaigns up there and have finished our work that we're interested in doing up there. We've moving on to other ways of managing the ionosphere, which the HARP was really designed to do, was to inject energy into the ionosphere to be able to actually control it. And, but that work has been completed. The Air Force has maintained the site for other government agencies to use for several years now. And with DARPA completing their project, that's our last government customer that we have in the site. We have put out a call government-wide for other agencies that had interest in managing the site or taking it over, and including going out to academia and seeing if there was any interest there. We have gotten interest from the university in Fairbanks. However, the interest we have is that they will run it if we fund it, which is unfortunately in this fiscal environment we're in right now, this is not an area that we have any need for in the future and don't see that it would be good use of Air Force S&T funds in the future. So our position has been that if there's not somebody who wants to take over the management and the funding of the site, then the Air Force has no future need, and that we do plan to do a dismantle of the system in the future after we make appropriate notifications.
When you say in the future, do you anticipate that it would be this summer then, or would there perhaps be more time for the university to try to figure something out?
We would prefer to start this summer. We would like to get the critical equipment out of the site before the winter. The harsh winter in Alaska does lead to a very costly winterization to maintain the site, and we'd like to avoid that if we can.
Okay, Mr. Schaefer, if you have any comments on that?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm torn on this because my background is as an atmospheric scientist, and I think the facility is just a world-class facility. That said, we've worked very hard with the Air Force, with the Office of Science and Technology Policy over the last 18 to 24 months to find another sponsor for this, because it really, as you've heard the other people at the table, we, the department, have gotten the research value out that we need for the facility. We've also worked with University of Alaska Fairbanks to get some other person to pick up the long-term, just pure scientific research that HARP offers the promise of. But with all the other issues and problems and challenges facing the department at this time, we just don't see that investment over a long-term period is where we would prioritize our investment. So we've been working with other agencies, trying to get agencies like National Science Foundation.
So, like I said, you know, it's there. It's in our face, and I guess a few of you, Iron Cats, can deny it, but it's. I honestly do not see how. I just makes no sense to me that you could deny what we're seeing in our face. Go ahead and get this up here because I wanted to show it to you. What you guys are looking at, it's the weather modification law in the United States. This was issued in 2006. Again, I will put this website in the chat so you can look at it. Hopefully, understand that it is real. And on this is many cases that have gone against the United States for weather modification. Actually, I am catch. They by law have to record all their hearings, and I will share a link with you guys right now. I'm not sure if a lot of you even knew this existed. Second, but there is a it's a hearing that's held, I believe, twice a week, maybe even a little bit more. I'm not 100% sure, but it is the Homeland Security live feed, basically. I'll put the link out there for you guys. I can't stand this new, the new you annoying. Security. And there would be and I'm sure quite a few guys remember the oh, I want to share this screen.
You're lying, Sean.
Oh, there he is. What's up, sir?
What's going on, brother?
Not much. Kind of go over. I'm trying to show them the. Oh man, are you on the YouTube?
I'm on the YouTube.
Okay, good. Because I am not gonna. I'm not gonna have to go through the whole hassle of sharing and going back and forth 7 times for you. You're not worth it. All right, so
You're bleeding watchers fast.
there you go, right here. Good. I hope so. So as you guys can see, these are all so obviously the United States Department of Homeland Security, all their hearings and meetings that they have, Homeland Security Committee, the Homeland Security. I mean, they have them all. They are here. You can subscribe to them. I don't know about these ones, these Tennessee ones, but I know the Department of Homeland Security. That's the one I usually watch. But everything comes out they were talking about the potential for EMPs. They actually had a court hearing that basically was talking about it. Find them.
Well, Sean, how about I am Cat's comment, which is, I'm just saying, if it was so secretive, you'd think they'd avoid talking about it in a recorded area.
Okay, show
Kind of
me.
makes sense, right?
No, because well, for one,
That doesn't make sense.
no, it does make sense because for one, we made it law. I mean, the people made it a law to have to video these things for that reason alone. For when things happen, it became public knowledge. It wasn't in secret because at the same time, people have been saying that HARP is gone. HARP doesn't exist. They just closed down in '95. Well, I mean, there's more than enough evidence that shows HARP has been around and they're not going anywhere.
Well, it's the government, though. Can't they just not go by the law?
Well, of course they can, and of course they do.
Right. Then I think her Cat's statement still holds.
Okay, exactly. Okay, but at the same time, remember you said to me when I told you the first time about weather modification?
I'm sorry, what?
Remember you said, why would they be doing it? The first time I brought weather modification up to you, I said, why would they do that? Why? Okay, and if you know, it means other people know. So how are they getting away with it? Well, we only know a piece of what they're doing, and I'm pretty sure the stuff we know is the small stuff, the bullshit. You don't think so?
Do I think the government is doing things that we don't know about? Yeah.
Okay.
But
So,
if
so
the
why is
government
it
wants
so
to keep it,
why is
hold
it
on,
so
the
far
government wants.
fetched?
Let me finish my
I
statement,
don't
though.
want to.
The government. God damn it! What was I saying?
Exactly. Got him. If the government.
Oh yeah, they do things secretively. So
Huh?
if they don't want us to know, they wouldn't let us know anything.
But there are whistleblowers. There are public. What do they call it? Fair use public, or the things that when documents have to be released. And
What?
even then, you do realize that like the JFK document that was released because after the certain time period, like it's blacked
Yeah.
out and shit.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean they have to release certain things, and we know certain things happen. So not like they can hide a lot of it.
No. They don't have to. It's the government, dude.
No.
Your idea that the government's able to do all these things,
You know, you're
that
right.
means they don't have to go by the law.
You're right because you do realize that, like for
Actually,
instance,
them showing them releasing the JFK stuff, although it's slow and shit, but them actually releasing it kind of shows the opposite on them being able to hide things.
Okay, to a certain point, but that means they got to get better. That's why okay, put this way. I know you remember you saying cloud seeding wasn't real as well.
No, I never said that. I always knew cloud seeding was real. I said they're not making hurricanes or tornadoes with them.
Well, they don't make them, but they do strengthen them.
I've never heard of somebody cloud seeding and making a tornado.
I just went. Oh, you weren't here. It's called Project.
Or making it worse. I'm sorry.
It's called Project Storm Fury, and I've talked about that 1,000 times.
Is that the only one that you can find?
Oh no, we can go to Weather 101, and he can explain in detail.
No, I'm just asking. How many of these do you have?
I have documentation for at least 3. And those were all before 1980 or 1990s. I'm sorry. I don't know if you can't see. I don't know. I know they can't, so you probably can't. But if I open my little, like at the top of my screen where the website is, see those little folders? Each folder says something: military, homeland, NOAA, solar, weather modification, NASA, and then my new folder. That's my special folder. That's where all the Raytheon and all those other documents are. I have at least, I probably have about 1,000 different files for all this crap.
Jeez.
What's up, Musicians for Truth? How you doing out there, sir?
Have you ever had I Am Cat on here?
No, I don't think she wants to go on the panel yet. I've talked to her a few times in the Discord.
Not I Am Cat.
You know the Discord. You know the Discord that like you joined but you never show up to.
I don't like Discord. Dude. I don't know how to work it. I go places and
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, put it this way. I have a Discord, right? I had nothing to do with what it does. My boy Jay Alex. Oh shit! What up, Flash Unity? How you doing, sir? All right. I think you may be doing something. Yeah, my boy Jay Alex. I call him my outsource Indian, which is kind of fucked up. But he's not even Indian. But you know what I mean. But yeah, he did the whole Discord, everything you see, everything, all the roles, everything, the chat, everything. He did it all. So yeah, I'm stupid when it comes to computer.
I'm old. I don't like new things. You know how long it took me to work YouTube?
Say again?
I said I'm old. I don't like learning new things. You know how long it took me to learn YouTube? Now I'm
Jesus.
trying to learn OBS. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, and I keep telling you, I'm actually gonna help someone tomorrow, dude. All we gotta do is start a hangout, share each other's screens, and that's it. I'll show you everything. It is OBS it's hard if you've never used it. The second you figure it out, it becomes easy. The problem is once you figure out it's easy, then you realize what real broadcast OBS, like what real broadcasting setups and how it really, really works, and then it pisses you off because it's like starting over again.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at now. That's why my OBS sucks because I overload it. I got to figure that out. But my the way things pop up and work on my Discord is so much different than when I first started, and I love it. But back to funnier things.
Yeah, your chat's going crazy with all kind of conspiracies.
Okay,
I saw MK Ultra.
Okay, so you do understand MK Ultra is real, right?
Yeah.
Like they
it was
like
an attempt, but yeah.
no. Christ. What is the difference between
Well, it
doing
wasn't
an
an
attempt?
They weren't able to like get somebody to like plant them in China and then call them and give them a secret word and they turn into a super ninja.
How do you know? But
They
yeah,
gave
because
ecstasy
me
and
saying
fucking back
wait, me saying how do you know kind of sounds like, well, because I said it does. So there are different stories all over there we have assassins, we know that, we have spies, we have these random situations. For instance, I don't even think this is it, but hey, we don't know. Vegas. That was probably the most random person to have that many weapons in that shooting. Why not?
No. Do you know who he was?
Well, yeah, he
The
was
dude was low. Did you
he was
see
part
his
of the
corruption?
CIA and all that. You know, no, it was sketchy. It was super sketchy, and I don't think it had to do with that. I was just using that as an example. I know that has something to do with these things called back scanners. It's for like nanotechnology scanners and shit like that. It's crazy, but that's
You're
here nor
finding
there.
out. All I heard was nanotechnology.
Yeah, it's that's that's so beyond my comprehension of it that I can't even talk about it. Like I can, I just don't. I wouldn't make sense to the highest power, so I don't really talk about it because I don't like talking about stuff I don't know. But yeah, MK
Oh,
Ultra.
I love talking about shit I don't know.
Um, in matter of fact, if you go to archives, MK Ultra, they did stuff like there was a lot of stuff. Um, that's the thing. You're a cynic, so I you
Sorry,
should
you're
definitely
cutting
ask.
in and out real bad.
Hang on one second. Let me something real quick.
You're
All right,
getting better now.
all right. Yeah, I just turned out my
You
bandwidth.
said did you say MK Ultra did stuff?
Yeah, they have documents on it.
Like what'd they do?
I don't know. I gotta look them up. Right off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you enough to make it to be 100% truth, so I don't even say it. But at the same time,
Because well,
no, because
I know they're like giving them drugs,
it
right?
was
Like
see, it's bigger than that.
acid and
It's not just giving them drugs, because what they want, that was the beginning. That was when they wanted to see what it would take to be able to control somebody. Because now they use a whole bunch of other stuff. Matter of fact, believe it or not, like you believe in psychics. That was a
yeah,
question. So,
Sean. If you're talking, nobody
uh,
can hear you. Or is it just me? Maybe it's just
can you
me.
hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you
Okay. So, like, do you believe in psychics and stuff?
now. Well, if there's really psychics or fortune tellers, they're not the ones that you see on TV or, trying to sell you something.
Okay. Oh yeah. Hold on. What if I told you that DARPA, you know who DARPA is,
Yeah,
did studies on remote viewing and all that stuff?
yeah, I know they do.
Okay. So
Every
now I don't believe in it, but it kind of has to bring some kind of validity to it. Just the fact that they would spend the money to do tests on that, don't you think?
well, the the Nazis were trying to find the hollow Earth because they thought maybe it existed.
Oh,
It,
gee.
just because they went and looked for it doesn't mean there's anything to it. It's kind of government things, they just try everything. I mean, I would if I had that kind of money, I could try any experiment. I would try every single one I could just to see what would work.
True. True.
They've tried this remote viewing, and just doesn't work very well.
Oh shit, that's what I wanted to do. Hang on one second. Okay, so check this out. Before I leave, I'm gonna show you guys some ISS video that I recorded on my OBS last night. And this shit is crazy because something is wrong, and you guys will see. Stay tuned. Keep going. There you go. There's your entertainment value there. I did the whole, I got this. Now you guys are gonna have to wait to see it.
Is that entertainment?
I don't know. I rambled out. It happened. So
Your friend left us already.
something's wrong with his audio, so he's trying to see if he comes in and out, if it'll work.
See, look at that. I jump on, and you get 5 more viewers like that.
Yeah, it's your sock accounts. or the trolls sock accounts. Either way,
I'll say
there.
that's suggesting that I would.
And you do that too.
Have a bunch of windows
When
just to
you and
go
Jessica are on, is that what you do? Do you just sit there and watch the views? Because you do understand that that view count isn't real, right?
What? What do you mean it's not real?
Okay, if you go on your YouTube with Chrome, and then you go on YouTube with like Firefox, they'll be different. If it's just the numbers are all fucked up. They bounce
Well,
around.
it's just catching up.
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
not that. It's not that.
That
It's
doesn't,
fake.
or it doesn't matter. Maybe maybe that's why your show seems so, eh. I'm just
I don't
kidding.
know if it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. I have not looked at that view count once. I can give a shit less. But
Come on, just because you don't care doesn't mean it doesn't matter.
it doesn't. It shouldn't.
So since I don't care about flat Earth, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't need to.
Okay.
We will
Whatever
live.
you play
We
by.
will live. We will find truth without you. Probably easier.
Oh, come on.
Sometimes the truth hurts.
Who's yeah, I am Cat also threw out the conspiracy theory of like when you were watching TV, they'd flash something real
They
quick
do,
at you.
100%. And I don't know if I have it or not, but a guy recorded his DVR of a Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial, and there was like a whole bunch of like little subliminal shit in it. See, that's the thing. Here's my question. I am Cat. How much time have you spent finding out if any of those things are real or not?
Well, she said that it was. Back in the day, it probably happened, but not so much today.
Why? So all of a sudden, why would they stop
Because it
these
didn't
things?
really work.
Why? So wait, let me get this straight. Technology starts, it's innovated, it improves, and then they just stop.
What do you mean? What?
So, for instance, like weather modification. So they figure out
Well,
they
if it
can make it
doesn't work, it
rain,
doesn't work.
but it does work. Just because you haven't seen it work doesn't mean it doesn't work. So again, I ask, what are you guys looking at that tells you whether or not something is real or not? Because you guys deny a lot of stuff that we have found to be real because we find stuff that makes it real.
Well, no, you found one guy that said that he recorded his KFC commercial.
Yeah,
and
well,
found
that's
all
that
these
one
things.
thing. How often do I talk about subliminal advertising? And
Well,
matter of fact, that is real because every kid in the world sees a TV, watches TV, wants everything he sees on that TV. I want that. I want that. I want that, Daddy. I want that.
You seen
I
me
want
TV
that.
once?
Exactly, it works.
Oh, I don't. So I'm totally opposite.
Yeah, you're fucking
Everything I
cheap.
see, I just hate.
You're cheap. You're cheap ass.
Yeah, that too, but still. But you understand that the guy could have just taken that commercial and put things in himself.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. You're
Hey, man,
100%
come on,
right.
what do you- oh my God, that's not a possibility.
Oh, it is 100%.
Because there's a
Hang on one sec. Hang
back
on.
in the day.
Hang on. I think I know what the problem is. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, hey,
Okay, back in the day. Let me
it's
tell
got to
my
be.
story.
Man, I'm trying to get my man on the hangout. You shut up. I'll kick your ass out of here. Ladder of Unity, it's
No,
got to be your mic setup. Check up in the little bolt. Make sure you're set up to the mic you're using, or whatever.
Yeah.
There
That's
you go.
what I'm trying to-
There you go.
Look,
I hear
I
you.
had to pick my daughter's tablet, right? This the only way I can use Hangouts now is through my daughter's tablet.
See, he
Like,
steals his
so,
daughter's technology. Everything's
yeah,
possible.
it's all about stealing technology. Anyways, no, man. The other day I got on Dred's panel. It kicked me off Hangouts. It closed YouTube, closed Hangouts. I had to sign
Was,
back into Google.
was it on your cell
all that
phone?
shit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it does
Well,
that. That's what happens to
now,
Madon. Oh wait, don't say that name again.
yeah, don't say that shit again. No, all right, now I can't get shit to work on that phone. I factory resetted the phone, and the phone won't like let my Google account like get the permissions and
Then
shit.
you need to
reset
call. You need to
permissions on
call.
the phone.
You need to call Jay Alex because I can't help you.
Hey, I ain't asking for help. I'm just letting y'all motherfuckers know.
Well, fuck you then. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Shit.
I am Cat. I think you were saying before that the Discord you couldn't get around. Jay just let me know you fixed that. I'm pretty sure you saw that before I did.
Hey man, I fuck with Discord, y'all. That's my new shit.
Hey, I like it. I'm on Discord more than I'm on YouTube.
Man, me, Huey, allergic to bullshit. This new little young dude, he call himself Nomad. Man, we was
No
just
man.
chopping this shit
Is
up
that
for days now.
is that 24/7 one?
No, we've been in Huey's.
Oh, okay.
Huey's got one.
That's
Truth in Plain Sight.
That's crazy because I have a Discord that you guys should be hanging out at too, but you're not ever hanging out at. Kind of hurts
Hell
my
yeah,
feelings.
look, ain't no one ever in that motherfucker. I go
Because you
out- I
guys
look
are
at all
over.
of
Hey,
them,
because you guys are over at Huey's. I think if you're still out there, Huey, fuck you. What's up, Hilo? How you doing, sir?
Good, brother, man. I've been hanging out on the 24/7 Flat Earth Discord. I get tired of fucking with people over there, so I just come over to see what you guys are
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. So
Hey man, they kicked me off, Helio.
yeah,
They
yeah.
kicked
Hang
me
on.
off
So
quick as hell.
that's what I was gonna say. So what
They kicked you
happens?
off?
So check this out. The first day I get there, I'm there for 10 minutes, and I get so this Discord people. It has what's called a enforcer bot. It basically puts you on timeout, but they call it
Flat
detention.
9,000. That's what.
Yes.
Flat 9,000.
Yeah. So basically, what it does is for random situations or random rules, it puts you in detention for a certain amount of time. Tell me why I'm, as a flat earther, am getting detention sitting in a and you can't go anywhere on their server until the time's out. I'm sitting in a detention with every troll glober I know. That is crazy. And I told the mods there, that is fucking ridiculous. I told him, hey man, you guys gotta get that shit fixed, because he's like, you can't cuss. I'm like, I don't think I cussed. He's, oh no, you posted more than 3 times in a row. I'm like, what? I can't type shit. I can't stand. I don't hate it because the people there are cool,
Oh,
but
so because that motherfucker's name was Bitch Killer, and I asked what bitches he's killed, that's what got me kicked off?
yes,
Oh,
yeah.
I said, you sound like you soft as hell, like you live at home with your mom and them. I'm just trying to figure out what you killed.
oh, you know what? It's time to have a conversation about someone to look out for. Helio, I'm pretty sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure you may be the only one in this hangout. Grayson Sharp.
Hey, be honest. I don't. You know, on live streams, I don't talk about people. I
Okay,
don't
okay.
get involved in the
No
I
worries.
mean,
No worries at all. No worries. Yeah, no, but that 24/7. I told those mods, hey, kind of, you can't really, because there are servers that are, globe based is what I call them, or flat Earth. That place is a flat Earth server, but man, like I said, you can't have your flat Earth people
well,
sitting in.
well, you know, for props, man. I honestly, man, I've been having fun over there for a long time. I mean, there's I mean, I'll say we because I've been there for a long time, and I'm part of that Discord server, and I'm an active member, and dude, it gets freaking crazy over there sometimes. So we have, I'm not a mod over there, but I'm a gold member or whatever, but I just go over there. I don't participate in the chat very much, like the text very much,
Uh,
but I go over there and talk, and which I have been for like past 2 hours talking about the same shit with somebody that is just ignorant about it,
oh yeah. Well, you know or Jim Panda's Discord. I am proud to say I am a mod there now.
Are you proud to say that?
Actually, I am. I am. There's.
All right, well, good.
It's like, well, you know how it is with before. It's not like that for me anymore.
I know how it is.
Now, there is respect given.
Yeah, it's just like I know Jim Panda too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah.
With him for like 2.5 years.
Oh yeah, I told everyone. I was telling everyone about it earlier, and I said, hey, unless you got thick skin and you ready to go to war, do not go there. That is not a place for flat earthers. It's globe versus globe debate, flat Earth, but it's a globe place. Period. There is no ands or buts about it.
There'd be like 25 Globers
First one.
and
Um,
3
yeah.
Flat Earthers and-
Yeah, if you're lucky.
and only one of them's talking.
Yeah.
And it's like, where's the rest of the Flat Earthers? Got my back.
Yeah, no, yeah, you
Don't flat Earth people want to have conversations?
See,
Earthers?
here's do you remember yesterday or
Earthers, yeah, I like that.
do you remember Cynic when I
would
told
think
you?
so.
No, what do you guys call them?
Globers.
You would think so.
So so Cynics, remember the other day I was telling you why I don't want views, and you were like, well, why don't you want the trolls here? And I explained to you how much we don't like them and what their for being around is. Well, that server we're talking about, the one I got the mod in, is where all the trolls go. That's their central. That's our home base, basically.
When you call them trolls, what do you mean by that?
People that will ridicule, belittle, disrespect, snipe, porn bomb, you name it, they do it. Clone, name it, everything.
I just got this thing with everybody uses the word troll for everybody at this point, and
Okay.
it's not really what they are.
Okay.
They're just assholes.
Okay, well, they're beyond assholes. So what's beyond assholes?
I don't know. Uranus?
What's beyond that?
Uranus, exactly. Uranus.
Yeah. So, but that Discord we're talking about right now, that's where all of them are. Every single one of them.
Maybe it's just I'm just different. I like confrontation, so I'd be over there just
Oh
begging
no.
them to come here.
Oh, don't.
Well, I can give you a link if you want to go over there and mess with them.
Oh, I'll take no.
I
Hey,
don't often go over there.
the next, I'll take you there. We'll go there soon, because I do like confrontation every so often. So like I'm calm, cool, collected, but I can go over there, and the second one does, I can just talk shit all day. Just to I
can
irritate them,
go
I
in there
trigger
as a
them.
flat earther and help you out. I'm
No,
pretty good
no,
at
I
talking shit.
see you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right, so I got a question real quick. Like, I know it's kind of gonna come out of left field, but y'all eat meat?
Yeah,
Do
food.
I eat meat?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm just
of course.
curious because I used to be real confrontational as well, hella confrontation. But over the past 5 years, when I've gone vegetarian and shit, I ain't so much confrontation.
Yeah, because it kills your testosterone and enhances your estrogen.
Shit. Oh shit.
No, that's
So
science. That's really
so
what
I'm like
happens.
effeminate now. That's what that means. So I won't bust nobody's shit. I just don't want confrontation. So I'm a bitch. I mean, I'm just trying to understand how that.
No, you're
Yes.
just more laid back.
What's gonna happen
Men have
is
all this testosterone. That's why we fight all the.
that what's
fucking
gonna
time.
happen
Women
is
have
you're gonna
fucking
start a
things.
period.
Oh shit.
Well, studies have shown that soy does increase estrogen in males.
Oh, jeez.
Hell yeah. That's why we don't fuck with that shit. We try to research all the shit that we eat on and shit, and we're big into root vegetables and all
No,
that.
see, I avoid vegetables at all costs.
Oh, what a scumbag.
Yeah, I'll kick your ass. Oops. Yeah.
Maybe you don't have the energy anymore to fight.
Hell no, that ain't it, man. I got way more energy. My stamina's way higher than it was.
Yeah. Most vegetarian or vegans, not vegetarian, vegans I know, they just look
I eat
sick
the
all
shit
the
out of
time.
some eggs and cheese and shit, y'all. That's what I can't get away from. I'm stuck on the fuck ass dairy.
Yeah, I don't mind vegetarians as bad because they're usually not crazy people that just want to, like religious people who damn you if you're not part of their group. Because that's what vegans are like. I mean,
Yeah. Well, see, all right. This is the thing. I can understand someone preaching the cruelty-free life. Like I straight can understand that shit. Because
Yeah, me too. That's where I am with.
I don't like thinking about. All right, when I was young, the first animal I ever had to kill was a catfish, and because we had to skin them. And my father showed me that you nail them to the fucking tree through their head, cut around their neck, and peel the skin down with pliers. These motherfuckers is squeaking and squirming, and nah, fuck that shit. Ruined it for me forever.
Pussy.
Hell no, man. You trying to say that there's like benefits in taking something's existence? Fuck no. We
Okay,
all supposed
hey.
to live together.
Let me give you a little reality check. Hey, here's a reality check. Vegans and vegetarians, you guys kill more animals than we eat. Okay, just understand that. To process your foods, guess how many animals die in that process? Yeah, that's right. You got rabbit bits all over your lettuce. Just know that.
Look, man, you stop putting rabbits in my goddamn lettuce.
Yeah. You...
Hey, check this out, man. I was just out in my yard earlier. I was there getting the gas can. I was whatever, and I saw this little chipmunk laying on the ground. Which, I mean, I have animal. I have dogs and cats. I was like, man, one of these dogs or cats just like hit this chipmunk and it's laying there. I thought it was dead. And then I looked at it and I could see it was breathing. So fucking cute, man. Just a little chipmunk. I've never seen a live chipmunk in my life in my yard. You know what I'm saying? Any yard I had. So I'm sitting there looking at this chipmunk and I could see it was breathing. I was like, damn, I kind of feel bad. It's like, what the hell? Did one of the animals fuck it up and just leave it there? You know, and I'm like, fuck. So then I'm like, all right, if it's just there and it's gonna die, I mean, it's just suffering right now. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna, I have to figure out a way to kill it really fast, or one of my animals is gonna get it and then you can torture it, just like animals do. And so I'm just like thinking this out, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to the shed and get a shovel. And I'm gonna have to hit it really hard and throw it out in the woods. So I go out there with my shovel, and I'm like getting ready to hit the some bitch. This was just a few hours ago, and I'm like, damn. So I was like, then I started nudging it with the shovel, and it started kicking its legs and shit. And he's like, but he couldn't. It was like he could move all his legs. I was like, maybe his back broke, maybe it fell out of the tree, because it wasn't all bloody, or like the animal got hold of it. It was just like looked like it fell out of a tree or something. So it couldn't look left. It was like looking to the right, and his legs are kicking and shit. I'm like, fuck, it's so cute. And then I tried to pick it up and see if it could scurry off in the woods or something. It couldn't move, man. The motherfucker just started kicking his legs and then just lay back down. And he just like couldn't look to the left. It was just, I'm like, shit, what am I gonna do? I was like, all right, I'll just come back in about an hour or so and see if it's still there and see if it actually got his wits about him or whatever. And then I went back out there, and then I still didn't have the guts to kill the motherfucker and throw him off in the woods.
No, see,
He's suffering, dude. I mean, he's just sitting there. I'm probably about to go do it now. I'm gonna take my flashlight and go out there and kill the motherfucker and throw it out in the woods because he's suffering just laying there.
just described every murderer's like dream. Like, there's a murderer listening right now. He's just like his wet dream, what you just did.
Jerking off and shit.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, it's just like it's like I don't enjoy the little
Hell no.
freaking chipmunk suffering. I mean, I really think there's something wrong with it. I think it fell out of the tree or something. And
You gotta put it out of its misery.
broke its neck. I mean, I should.
It for real sounds like it ain't living right. I mean, obviously.
But I mean, I'm trying to picture myself smashing the motherfucker with a shovel and just throwing out.
That motherfucker don't wiggle itself into your yard and shit. So like,
But they didn't. That is a good thing.
If you're truly a vegetarian, you would take that animal, bring him
Oh, hell
inside,
no.
keep him warm for the night, and then go spend $3,000
So it can suffer worse. Yeah, and maybe it would get better, maybe it wouldn't.
do a little squirt
that shit, other shit that do. Besides, take
You just
care of
need
chipmunks.
you need to buy a heavier shovel.
Hell no.
Oh no,
Like
this
a dog in it.
shovel is plenty heavy enough. I can kill it in one strike. I didn't though.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you took. Oh, you were going
I
to.
had the
Okay.
shovel there, and I nudged it with it, and then he started moving, and I was like, all right, let me see if I can pick him up, see if he'd scurry off, so it wouldn't be my problem anymore. I was hoping he would just run off in the woods and not be my problem anymore, but he couldn't move. He was just like sitting there going, meow, 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 and his eyes were blinking and shit. Fuck up, man.
Right.
Little chipmunk, he's so cute, man.
Oh yeah, it
I
probably
would-
fell out of a tree, man. As you're describing that shit, that's the way we would.
I'm about to hit mute and go over there and fucking smash him with that shovel and throw him off there so he's not suffering anymore.
I don't know, videotape it.
God damn.
Yeah, see, this is Cynics. Cynics is heliocentric. Hey, there. He's a glober.
How sad is it that I just said videotape
Yeah.
when nobody fucking
No,
videotaped
I won't do that. But if I have to do that, I just shared it with you guys to it kind of I'm at the point where I mean, as far as our massive freaking consummation of these beef and chicken products. I mean, I live in northwestern Arkansas, the home of Tyson Foods, where I see chicken trucks going down the street every day, just like these piles of chickens on these fucking caravans of trucks going down with all these mistreated chickens and shit. I see that every day.
At that point, are they even really animals at that point?
No, they're just
No,
it's just
it's a
fucking
product.
gross, man.
It's fucking gross. Exactly. That's my whole argument to the whole thing, But at the same time, you ain't never heard me say I don't think we're not supposed to. I don't think we can eat meat.
First of all,
of course you can eat meat.
let me
You know,
make
that
this
ain't-
straight. I am team people.
Oh shit.
That's right. I don't want to eat those things. That's disgusting. But if it was if shit hit the fan and it came down to humans or animals, I'm team people because I also know people that are team animal, and that scares me.
Yeah, I like what Penn Jillette would say in a time like this, where he loves monkeys. It's one of his favorite animals. But if he knew that if he could kill every single monkey just to save one person from AIDS, he would do it.
Well, it depends on the person, really. I know a couple people out here that I'd save the monkeys first. Actually, now that I think about it.
Well, I'll tell you this: I went back to look at the chipmunk later. I found my cat standing there just looking at it.
Your cat was your cat's picky. What you're saying?
No, he's
No,
just
he's
looking at it.
saying,
He's not going to eat
he's
it.
saying
I mean, he's
cat
just
can
like
tell when he supposed to
he's
eat
either
it.
going to kill it or I mean, he don't. My cat don't eat mice or shit like that. He'll just kill it and just sit there and watch it die or just
That's because
watch it suffer. I mean,
cats are
that's
assholes.
what I'm saying. I won't. I don't necessarily want to get into the like humans or animals aspect, but at the same time, when it comes to the vegetarian, I mean, this is, you know, you know, I asked you, Sean, if you'd talked to Allergic to Bullshit. Me and him had this conversation at one point, and I think he's a vegetarian, but and he's funny, man. I wish, hopefully, I don't think he's even awake right now, but maybe he is. He's in England, but anyway, this you don't humans. You think that we're just eating meat because it's unnatural? I mean, I really,
It,
that's where I kind of think of it, but it's unnatural to treat animals the way that we do, but it's kind of natural. It's like you would,
yeah, because when I look at it, it it's easier to eat animals than it would be to grow plants.
yeah, but it's not about being easier or not. Would you even crave it if it wasn't a thing?
I don't crave vegetables. They're not a thing to me. Like
Yeah,
poison.
me either. I mean, well, I mean, they are to me. I mean, I love vegetables, certain times. I mean, it's just like it's natural for me to want to eat meat. I mean, that's all I'm saying. I mean, and
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
familiarize myself
That
with
also
my
be
familiars, my
societal,
pets. They
like
like. I mean, they just like they start drooling just like I do when I smell a freaking beef brisket on a smoker, man. I just start drooling. I mean, it just I get, I start salivating.
Well, you can look at your teeth and realize that you're a carnivore. You have rippers, you have grinders. That's for people that eat meat. Animals that only eat vegetables just have like grinders.
That's not necessarily
No, yeah.
true.
The people that eat,
absolutely.
everyone has canines. So, what they call canines. That what you just said makes no sense.
What do
You just said that humans, there are meat-eating humans and vegetarian humans, and
No, I
vegetarian.
did not.
What'd you say?
Where?
No, 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 no.
No, I'm
Well,
saying human
go ahead.
beings are carnivores. You can look at
Omnivores.
your teeth
Omnivores.
and know that humans are
Omnivores.
carnivores.
Omnivores. That we have flat teeth. We also have
No,
flat.
carnivores eat meat.
Yes, omnivores eat both.
Yeah, we're capable of consuming both.
Yes, our teeth are made for both. Your molars are made for chewing vegetables. Your front teeth and your canines are made for ripping meat and chewing meat.
Or chewing tough vegetables.
Ugh, man, stop talking like that. That's like blasphemy. You're not supposed to eat the skins, man. Damn.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know. I don't know.
You
Hey,
chicken, you don't eat
I,
the skin,
I,
right?
hey, I made it very
If
clear.
we get primal about it, are we supposed to be like grab up a chicken and just rip it apart and just start? No
Yes,
matter what
yes,
others look like.
absolutely. That's why that coins the term chicken choking.
Look, I'm thinking that actually might be the way it is, y'all. Is that we're supposed to be eating the meat raw the same way the animals are, but we've corralled the animals the way we've corralled them and made them get the diseases and shit that they got,
Well, yeah,
and
that
we've ruined the meat.
No, no, no. Wait. You can corral animals and raise them
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But you know what I mean? It's
Diseases won't be
it's that
involved. I mean,
nasty
come
shit
on,
we were
man.
just talking about. That's all I meant. You know what I meant. I'm
The
sorry.
earth, the
All I
earth
meant
is
was
for
that
men. The earth is for men and women. We are. This is for us. Not
Right.
that we should, not for us to abuse the fact that we can consume animals
Yeah.
at
Once they
times.
started adding antibiotics and all those other things,
Not for
it
commercial
changed it.
purposes. I mean, we actually naturally, as men and women, can actually, we've actually been given dominion over the earth. Now, I mean, we can go into
Given or take.
why biblical or, yeah. Well, what's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Given or taken.
oh shit.
Now, us as men, are we actually the men and women of this earth, or is there something else? Where I feel like we're just kind of like sitting here, waiting for the real answer to the questions that we have. This is why we're in these platforms, trying to find the answers to these questions.
Well, Bill Sanchez has a question. Why don't we have claws to tear open flesh?
We have nails.
Well, Bill, if you look at your fingernails, you can see your claws. Buddy.
Oh my God!
Yes, my
you
friend.
don't believe in evolution?
No. Oh, you're in a world of creationists right now, buddy.
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
Why?
No, wait a minute, Shanji. You have an aspect of evolution. I mean,
I
this is a
believe in
topic
evolution.
that we haven't got to talk about
No,
yet.
we have not. I am an evolutionist, and I have coined myself the only flat Earth evolutionist. I have not met one other. No, not one.
Are you guys young Earth people too?
I don't think I've. I don't, no, yeah. Wait.
I don't
I th-
attribute an
I
age
think-
to the earth. But go
You
ahead,
said
Sean.
young?
Do you-
I
You
think-
like Carl Young?
I think Uber is. No, he used to be. I don't know. I think he either used to be or I don't remember. But me and Uber's gotten into it a few times.
Like I said, when you say young Earth, do you mean like Carl Young?
That was a good one, brother.
uh,
I mean, how old is the planet?
Uh,
Limitless.
I it's got to be in the millions.
Now wait a minute. Oh
The
shit!
planet, just like each and every one of us, is aboriginal, meaning without origin, without beginning, always been, always will be, never will be without.
Oh no, we know humans haven't been around forever.
I'm sure we know this, just like we know all the other things that we quote know.
Well, but what
know
I've
it's
what
Thursday,
I've
or
gathered
Wednesday.
from what Sean G's talking about, he kind of subscribes to the traditional evolution theory,
Yeah.
and so I'm wondering if you know what generally understand that to be, and I've since I was in high, the first time I ever heard of the evolution theory, I thought it was complete total bullshit, and I've been fighting it my whole life, and I'm 44 years old, so I'm like, I just thought it was a dumb idea from the beginning, and I never bought any of their nonsense about evolution, what they found through archaeology and all that things. So I've been trying to follow the science, find ways to, you know what? If you call me biased, to try to find evidence against the evolution theory, and there's plenty of evidence against their version of it. Yes, I'm there. So, what's your version of? Do you, as a flat earther, follow their, what they've discovered through anthropology and archaeology and the ages that they go through these layers of Earth?
Mhm.
Do you follow that?
Absolutely. It all depends on where you get your information from, and I can always tell where someone gets their information from by how they start. For instance, the majority of the time I'll hear, "Don't come from monkeys." I instantly know you've been looking at creationist sites.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, I understand that.
because an evolutionary scientist will tell you right off the bat, it's a very rough timeline. 4.5 million years is so. I mean, it's or billion. It's rough. It's like it's in the give or take of a million years almost. It's not anywhere close to an exact at all. Never said it was. And where we come from, it's the whole monkey thing is like it's like a dummy's book of how things work because they're so far apart from each other and so not related that
Right.
it's not.
I know,
Yeah,
but at the same time, they present it to us as if we came from an ape-like ancestor.
uh, but see, that's the
You
thing. Uh,
concur with,
If
right?
yeah, they do, yes, but at the same time, they don't.
Don't we have like
It's kind of like
90
explaining.
something
It's kind of like trying to
DNA?
explain somebody. Like if you're, I don't know, see how to explain it. If you're trying to show someone from point A to Z, it's and you don't have time for 26 letters. It's like giving you it in quarters basically. And the problem is in school, you can't really teach a second, third grader, about millions of years and then really understand it. I think.
Well, if they did suggest millions of years to someone that's, in a lower education state, how would they do that? What process do they use to
I,
teach millions of years?
I have found
Process.
I've only really found one way to explain evolution, and I've gotten some good feedback from it. I've gotten bad, but the realization is this: everyone here believes in adaptation. Everybody. Now, I don't really think this is how it works, but this is the best way I can explain it to creationists, I guess you could say. Everyone believes in adaptation. Well, evolution is 1,000 million adaptations simplified. So it's just adaptations over millions of years, and rather than saying adaptation after adaptation after adaptation after adaptation, you should say evolution, because that's realistically what it is. Eventually, you adapt so many times, it becomes something becomes an actual gene change or a genetic change. Now, the idea that people, I think they kind of far fetch it because they don't want to believe in it. They'll say there is no fish that ever became a horse. And it's like, well, I get that.
You
You're
know why
right.
we say that? Because they can't prove it. That's why
But see,
why we say it.
they can't. See, but that's also the other thing. People make it seem like we're supposed to have this perfect timeline from beginning to end. And if you think about it, imagine all the people that we know have lived since, say, the 1500s. If
I can imagine all kinds of shit, Sean.
Yeah, it'd be impossible to find every human that lived that time period. Well, over millions and millions of years, like how, like it'd be a one in a zillion chance of finding one, and so that's basically the odds we have of finding that old of a fossil. And I guess people just aren't willing to run with it. And also the other big piece of it is well, how do you know they're that old, or or what they were if they're that old? Well, if and I hate using this as a terminology, but it's exactly what it is. If someone finds a loved one and they got to identify them, they're able to. Same thing. They're able to identify it through forms of radio dating, carbon dating, and I know a lot of people are going to say those things don't work. Well, I have looked on the list, and there's about 65 different ways of doing these kind of dating systems. When they test rocks, they're not testing the rocks; they're testing the organisms that died in the
But
rocks.
Sean, when someone asks you to identify a loved one, that you're looking at the physical person.
No, you can do
You
it through
say, "Yeah,
DNA,
that's my grandma."
but you can do it through
You can
DNA.
identify. Well, yeah, you can find a connection through DNA, but it has nothing to do with evolution. What
Well,
the
no,
hell are
Well, yeah,
you
somebody who
talking
knows
about?
what
no,
they're looking at can look at a hip bone and tell that it's this same type of hip bone from a certain whale. But they know it's not a whale, but it has the same type of hip bone. So that's why they think, well, it's the evolution.
and it makes sense. No, it makes sense in that a mammal has those bone structures. Well, okay, well, we know mammals have that bone structures. Well, we find a lizard. Lizards don't have that kind of structure, but we found this animal that was a million years old that does have the same type of bone structure or whatever.
Where did the million years old come from?
Uh, they, if they find a body and they find out a body's 20 years old. Okay, well, if they find a body and the decomposition of that is a lot longer, or the organisms in that fossil are that old, that's when they start doing that.
You didn't answer the question.
I don't know. You're right. I have no clue.
How? Okay.
No, realistically, I don't. I can't detail explain it.
That's why I'm asking. That's why I didn't really want to get in, to bust you on anything. I'm just, I do know where they come up with these classifications for different animals and different time periods, through archaeology,
Oh,
what they call archaeology and anthropology.
Well, through the sediment layers.
Yeah, sediment layers.
See, I understand that because
well, then clarify it better.
Okay.
So that you can connect it to.
Okay, yeah, you're right, 100%.
Whales are related to humans.
Okay, so the best way that I know of that is if, say, a body is 20 years old, you're most likely going to find, and these are all natural deaths. We're not going to go murder or nothing. So when a natural death in the woods, you're going to die on the forest floor. Body 20 years old, you're probably going to find it within 1-2 feet worth of sediment from floods, leaves, and just erosion. So that's kind of where you're going to have an idea of seeing that. Well, if you dig down 10 feet, then most likely that body is going to be there for 50 to 150 years, because that's how long it would take for that kind of settlement to.
You dig in the earth, you go back in time.
Exactly. So yeah, 1,000 feet down, or we see it. You go to the beach, erosion, or beach, Grand Canyon, any of these places, we see erosion, we see sediment movement, and then there are different sediments that it takes a certain amount of time for that sediment to have that effect. For instance, sandrock. We know sandrock. There had to have been oceans there, basically. So if we find sandrock in the mountains, we know our oceans were that high at some point in time, and because of sediment layers across the world, or shells or fossils we find in those sediments, we can say, hey, we know whales were around at this time, and we know that it had to have taken this long for ice age to melt or ice to form, or just different things like that.
Let me ask you this, Sean. Just a question: do you know how fossils are formed?
Basically, the lack of oxygen densifying, and then what is it? Damn it! I know it starts with a C. Calcifying.
I'll just give it to you.
Yeah,
I'll give it to you. The only way a fossil could be formed is to be rapidly buried, for the most part, through water and dirt being.
Okay.
It would bury the animal, and then
in the extreme pressure.
Recalcified. It would, through pressure of the.
Yeah. Well.
On top of, and then the bones would be calcified through.
Okay, so that means if we find a fossil, we know it had to have taken a very long time for that to happen.
No. It happened very rapidly. That's where you're wrong.
Well, okay, so
a fossil is formed.
No, because you're thinking
the animal was buried rapidly, and then the bones were calcified through remineralization.
But wouldn't it be so? Well, no. It would. There's only way for it to happen is for it to not have any oxygen, because oxygen is what decays it, right?
Because dirt was pushed over it through a rapid burial because of a very cataclysmic event that involved the water, and the dirt was pushed over this animal.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Buried and pressurized, and then the remineralization of the bones. I mean, like for example, if an animal dies on top of the earth, by the time it would be turned into a fossil,
it would
all the bones would be gone.
It'd be decayed.
It would just be complete.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, but see,
there's a lot of different ways for fossils to be made, and it doesn't have to be buried.
Well, what else is there then? Because that's.
Do they have? Are there?
Oh, wait! Time out. Hang on, guys. Hang on. I gotta make a statement, and I'm pretty sure a few people in the chat and around will know what I'm about to say. Anza, I am cat mostly because I think she's the only one I really see saying it. We do not call them dinosaurs here. I have learned this. They're called ancient animals. You'll survive in the chat better. Call them ancient animals.
Survive in the
They do not like the word dinosaur. Ancient animals works. And I think a lot of it with the ancient animals is from what I've read and been told about how dinosaur bones and the whole blah 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 came up. I know a lot of those are fake. Not fake as in they're all dinosaurs. Certain ones. I think the ones they wanted to glorify are like T-Rex. I've seen Discovery Channel documentaries on it, and just the way a T-Rex was, it couldn't have survived. It couldn't have hunt. It had to have been a scavenger. I've even heard T-Rexes were the size of Great Danes and shit, not the huge megalithic Jurassic Park looking one.
Sean, what have you seen that? Have you seen a T-Rex fossil?
Nope.
Have you ever seen one of those?
Not one.
So are you saying that T-Rex fossils are like made up?
I think they over glorified them. Because if you find, I've read on it, and
so they're made up.
Yes, the one Jurassic Park T-Rex, yes. Now, here's why.
Huh.
Yeah, have you read up on? Because see, it took. I didn't know this until I got to Flat Earth either, and then actually started.
If you're calling
yeah.
T-Rex doesn't make sense at all.
Oh, exactly. No. So check this.
That's what religion is as well. A religion is made up then because it's.
You want to get into that? Because I believe that 100%. I believe it's a way for people to feel good about themselves and/or control a village or population.
Absolutely.
But that's also in a spirit and believing in a spirit too. Their unity. I don't believe in anything. There's nothing. It's bacteria, molecules, the whole nine that did this. Not something. There is not a creator. There's no such thing.
Well, Sue is the biggest T-Rex they found, and they said they found 90% of it. And you're just saying, no, all bullshit.
How big is it?
Sue, you can look it up. Huge.
See, one of the reasons is you realize that the Jurassic period did not have large dinosaurs, right? And that's when they were supposed to be found in the one of those. The time period that T-Rexes were supposed to have lived did not have large dinosaurs. There was a time when everything was downsizing drastically. And we know this because we've had different atmospheres as well. I just figured that I just learned that shit. That we have not always been a carbon-based atmosphere. Yeah, see, not many people know that. I think it was I don't remember how many. I think it was like 250,000 years ago.
Look, according to the motherfuckers that John D summoned.
Why's it got to be the motherfuckers? Why can't it just be these guys?
I don't know what they are. These things is pan-dimensional. According to them, they're silicon-based.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. They can't be. Here's why. Because you guys know, a lot of people know I've gone through this with the stupid fucking mud fossils. The problem with silica is it doesn't bond like carbon. It doesn't bond with anything. It can bond. It can bond. It can. No. See, here's what you got to understand something. Silica is natural. Silicon is man-made.
Okay. No, I feel what you're saying.
No, I'm telling you right now. If nothing,
like I said, these things are supposed to be pan-dimensional. So what you're calling man-made could just be a recreation of something from another planet.
Yeah. See, now you're talking fucking gator and all that crap, and I just can't run with that. And silicon is man-made. Silica is found in nature. Matter of fact, it is the most abundant fucking.
Hell yeah, that's how we get glass.
Exactly.
We wouldn't have learned to make glass had it not been for lightning strike the sand, and we realized, oh shit, if you heat this up, it turns into this.
Actually, you guys got to give me 2.5 minutes, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna give you guys control just in case of the hangout, but I'll be right back. It's actually pretty important. I'll be right back.
I'm good. Let's just bust this whole freaking shit right now because I'm just playing. I love Sean, man. He's fucking cool, dude.
I was talking shit that whole time and I was on mute.
I do that all the time. I'll just like give a whole line, just like I'm just like, man, I'm speaking the truth the way I see it, man. This I can't believe that's just coming out my mouth, and then I realize I'm on mute, and I'm like,
Like, this is the greatest shit I've ever thought of and said. I'm just rolling.
yeah. And then,
Nobody
I'm
fucking
rolling.
heard it.
And then I can't even. Then I'm like, I can't even remember what I said, you know. But anyway, so let's talk about shit talk shit about Sean while he's gone. So,
All right,
so we
it's
can make
composed of whatever we eat, along with chyme, and a lot of other things that's occurring inside the lower intestines and upper intestines. Nah, but really, hey, I ain't never even met you before, Helio Skeptic. My name is Josh.
Josh, good to meet you. I've seen you. I've seen you on a couple panels, man.
Yeah, see you around. See you around.
Man, this is good stuff. And I've been shit. Here comes Paul. But I've been meaning to talk to Sean about some of this evolution kind of thing, which kind of doesn't. How does it even link up with the flat Earth concept? When I've always, like I was saying, I've always kind of like, well, evolution just seemed like a cop out. What at the what they're trying to do is prove how everything could have happened through a naturalistic process, and then science to based on certain observations to prove this fact.
Yeah, verify. Yeah.
But there we've obviously been just like blowing that shit out of the water for the past couple of years. I mean, it's just ridiculous. When I found flat Earth, when I was just like trying to just like, even though I knew evolution was nonsense, when I found flat Earth, I was like, no fucking wonder that shit was just nonsense to me, because the Earth is flat. Because there's no fucking gravity and planets spinning everywhere and everything came out of everything. I used to think that I was like, essentially I was a geocentrist. It was like, because the Bible says that the Earth was first, right? So the Earth was first, and then and so because I was raised on the heliocentric model, I assumed that Earth was first, and then God built everything around it. Which, yeah, I can come up with that, but I just really, I just always thought the evolution theory.
So do
I
you
mean,
still
when
not?
I was a kid, when I heard about it, I thought it was just complete nonsense. Even though I mean, they could throw as much of their scientific theories about what they found in the dirt.
No,
It's
hold
just
on. Do
never
you still
fucking
not believe
struck home
in
with me.
evolution?
Go ahead, bro.
You still not believe in evolution?
What, well, I mean, we can talk macro or micro
No. I'm
and
just
all that
asking.
kind of.
I mean, do you not believe in it at all?
I don't. No, it couldn't. It's impossible. Yeah.
So what do you say about the birds that are on two different islands? They're the same birds, but their beaks are different, and their beaks are different because of the food that's actually on the islands.
They're birds.
But they're
All
the
right.
same
Just like
birds. The
people
only
try
difference
to
is their
tell us
beaks.
that a black man and a white man are two different things. We both anyone with a brain knows that we're both the same human. We're just a different type of human, or a different shade of human. That's all. Just like six from my mom, two of them be tabby, one of them be calico, and one of them be white.
No, this
Like,
would be a human walking around with two arms and another
that's
human
what I'm
walking around
saying.
with four
And
arms.
we don't see that. We don't see that. And it's not that. What you're seeing is a bird that's slightly different. Bro, there's 1,000 different type of hummingbirds.
Yeah, why are they different?
Well, hey,
Because
where do you live? I grew up in the South.
same here, Memphis,
Southern
Tennessee.
part of I grew up in Arkansas, so shit. I mean, but
Right, but
people that grew up
those
in
animals
New York
have the same
City
food
are
to eat.
different than me.
Damn right. Thank you, Helio.
But they don't look. They don't have four arms.
No, but their faces and shit look different. The motherfucking structure on their bodies
Yeah,
look
because they're
different.
cute.
I can tell when a motherfucker's from where a motherfucker's from. That's how we stereotype people.
Are you
Yeah, but
suggesting that everybody that
so
lives
you're
in
going
the
to
city has the
extrapolate
same
that
vote?
that over hundreds of thousands of years this could have happened? That's really, you have to believe that, instead of actually. It's like
Well,
they
we're looking
try
for.
to introduce this millions of years concept into this fact, which actually doesn't exist. It's just, I just really think it's a cartoon bullshit. You know, I mean, yes, there are many beautiful species across this plane that we observe, and different. But like you were, when I said that, you said, well, they have different beaks. Well, it's still a fucking bird, dude.
But it's different. No, geez, that's the whole problem that you're not understanding. It's evolution. This certain island had these seeds that you need a long, sharp beak to crack
No,
open.
you're messing up thinking I
and
don't
now you're
understand
not
what you're talking about.
You're not letting me finish. Now the other island had the same birds, but the seeds they had to eat weren't small where they needed to poke at it. They were thicker, so they needed a harder beak to chop at it. Exact
Look, man,
same bird.
there's
two
an
totally
eagle. There's an eagle that grabs goats by the ass and knocks them off a cliff to eat them because it can't pick them up and eat them. Are you saying that it evolved? It evolved. It evolved the idea to just grab this goat by the ass.
Well, yes, actually, that would be an evolution. If they weren't doing it, and now all of a
I
sudden they're
don't
doing it,
believe a
they wouldn't even, that
motherfucking
would
thing
be an
anymore. I
evolution.
don't
I don't think you know what the
believe
word evolution
anything
means.
anymore.
Oh,
I don't
I don't know.
extrapolate, and I don't believe anymore. I've been a part of religion. I was raised Catholic. I was a
But
part
that's
of
not
Christian
answering
religion
anything.
for long. Well,
You're not answering
maybe
anything. You're just sitting there going, it's how it is. And that's fine. You can be like that.
no, that's what you're doing. I'm
But no,
observing
I'm
the
literally
same thing
saying,
you
why are
are
these two birds the same but have different beaks?
because they live in different parts of the world. They have different
Yeah,
situations
shit.
that are involved.
So
Yes,
they evolved.
okay, well, check this out. They're still birds, and there was macroevolution. I agree with you.
So evolution is real.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You said it wasn't a minute ago.
No, he said he didn't. He said he didn't fuck with it. Actually.
Microevolution is real. Macro. I said macro. I fucked it.
Okay, how many
Microevolution is real.
macros?
Macroevolution is nonsense.
How many are you saying macro or micro right now? Which one is real?
Macroevolution is complete bullshit. Microevolution is plausible. And
Okay, so how many
most
micro
circumstances.
evolutions have to happen until it's a macro?
How many times have you observed one animal changing
not
into
answering the
a
question.
different animal? That's
That's not-
macroevolution. I'm asking you if you ever observed it.
That's not. Geez, you answer questions with questions. My question is, how many micros evolution have to happen before it's a macro?
I wouldn't even consider such a thing because I
It
wouldn't.
has to.
I don't think it's possible for one kind of animal to change into another.
You
kind
just
of
said it
animal.
was. You just said micro was real.
Evolutions, which are adaptation.
What's that?
Microevolutions are adaptation.
Okay, still evolution though. I mean, you could add any extra words you want to. It's
All right.
still evolution.
So, now, my question to you is: if I take this is how it was delivered to me, and I like this question because it's a plausible. If I take an old ass Rolex, I take it apart and I put it in a jar, cap that jar. Can I shake that Rolex back into a Rolex?
Come on, man, that's stupid.
Okay.
I mean, really, that's not even an attempt at making it an argument. That's just saying this very basic idea destroys your idea.
Okay, well, do you want to talk science? I mean, we have macroevolution versus microevolution. And some people that would argue the topic would claim that macro or microevolution proves that over time macroevolution could happen. And that's the major argument, where these microevolutions we observe on different parts of the known lands, because there have been many observable evidences through archaeology and all that kind of shit. They think they can dig down in the earth and go back millions of years, and that's fine for them, but I don't buy their science. But there's not enough evidence, dude, really, for this microevolution to have But
You say that, but you agree that there's the birds that are the same, but that just have different beaks.
That's an
You're like arguing
adaptation.
both sides right now.
That's an adaptation.
no, I'm
You said
arguing
it.
I'm arguing both sides because I understand where they came up with the concept, but I'm positive they're wrong
But did
about
you
their
agree that
extrapolations.
we keep on going through the same thing? You say that it happens, and then say, well, it's not possible. I'm just confused by it.
Well, just like I said, I'm from Arkansas and you're from Memphis. There's
No,
people in New York that are different, or whoever the fuck.
Yeah, but they don't got extra arms. I mean, if people from New York start growing extra eyeballs, wouldn't you go and be like, why the fuck are they growing extra eyeballs?
That's never been observed. So, we're talking about real scientific observations. You're making extrapolations that a couple of fucking birds
No, you are.
eyes and
are the
you're
same
trying
kind
to
of bird, and then we're going back millions of years. They used to be a fucking dinosaur. Where are we going now?
trying to make us into fucking spiders and shit, and all we're trying to tell you is that they're just goddamn
you're going extreme, and it's not making any sense. I know you're enjoying it. You're making yourselves laugh, but it just makes no sense what you're saying. Nobody said that humans came from spiders.
No, you're trying to make us into spiders, giving us 4 arms and 8 eyes and all this other bullshit.
We got to keep up the conversation. That's because you guys are saying that these two birds are the same, even though they're different. And I'm trying to get. And I'm just trying to.
I'm hamming it up a little bit, but at the same time, I'm trying to make the point that the argument is ridiculous because you started it with a couple of different beaks from birds on different parts of islands, man. That doesn't.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere, man. You got to look at something and go, why is that?
You're holding on to it like it's a lifeline, but
because
it's not.
It's the most. It's the easiest one to talk to people with.
Yeah, because you're trying to convince them that it's true, but it's fucking nonsense, dude.
No, it's true. You don't think there's birds that are the same?
No,
that
you're
have
trying to tell people that evolution happened, that men used to be an ape-like, and we come from ape-like ancestors over millions of years because some fucking birds had different beaks on different islands, man.
You have a tailbone?
Oh my God, here we go.
You have a tailbone.
I got a coccyx. What about my coccyx?
Yeah, what about my cock? But you got a problem with my coccyx, bitch?
You got a fucking problem with my coccyx?
I'm sorry, man. I'm fucking trolling you. I have to, man. It's my job.
No, you're not trolling me. You're actually telling me what you think, and it's amazing to me how you guys think. I have a co-host.
Do you think the coccyx is the remnants of a tail? Do you really think that?
What's that?
You think their coccyxes are the remnants of a tail?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know, people are still born with tails.
Look, people are also born looking like fucking Inside Out and shit. But what does that mean?
Well, that made no sense. Do you know that people are still born with tails? Why would that DNA still be in them? You understand how DNA works? How we have a lot of things in us that just aren't turned on. DNA has switches. Like whales have.
A lot of the garbage that we put into our bodies manipulate a lot of the shit. And
before that.
Oh, okay. I can't speak before now because I didn't live before now.
Food doesn't change your DNA. That's impossible. Well, I guess maybe if there's like a toxic, like super or comic book type stuff in there.
I'm still stuck on me having a coccyx.
Yeah, it's a tail. Or what's your explanation for it?
It connects my motherfucking hips together. It's part of my fucking spine. It's where my spine ends.
But what does it do? What is the point of it?
It hurts real bad when you fall on it. Shit, I don't know.
So because you guys are God people. No, you're not. Are you God people?
I ain't no shit people. I'm a people.
So the reason why we have bones is so they hurt.
Well, since your coccyx is vestigial.
Hey, wait. What are you guys talking about? There's none of that talk here.
Evolution.
Okay. You're talking about something else.
I was just telling him if his coccyx is vestigial, he can go ahead and cut it out.
Okay. This isn't rated at 18 plus, so.
coccyx. CO.
Why?
Dude, we showed a bunch of porn when you left. Don't worry about it.
Jesus, that's not even funny.
Yeah, your channel's already about to get shut down.
It's okay. All right, if it does, people, go to FE Frontline Soldier YouTube. I already got the backup ready.
No, we were waiting for you to come back to save your brother here because we were just slamming him on.
Oh no! Oh, whoa!
That's
Hang on,
the
time out.
worst part. You
Hey,
guys think you made a point, and if you want to go back and listen, it's nonsense.
hey,
what you
hang on.
said.
I want everyone to understand something. Hang on. I want everyone to understand something. His name is the Cynic for a reason. I'm telling you right now. He will argue flat Earth for flat Earth for the sake of just arguing. He will argue
That's
any.
true, he's more pleasant, though. Honestly, Sean, he's more pleasant than the last guy that came on with him. He's actually good.
This is Cynics is a really good friend. He is he's I enjoy his cynics, his cynicsy about everything.
Oh yeah, it ain't nothing but love. Just know.
Oh yeah, so so everybody,
busting balls right now.
there is somebody in the chat that is a Glober who is from the other server, and I did say in the chat, hey, this is a place that I wanted to express to him. I said, hey, I want you to understand that this is there's a Glober on the panel. Obviously, evolution is being talked about, and creationists are here, and there will be no disrespect, none of that dumbass and all this crap we're used to. And he said, for now. I said, no. The same reason you're waiting for it here like that is why when flat earthers go there, we blow up. But here, it doesn't work that way, Stargazer. Here it is actually a discussion.
Are you saying you want to bring somebody in?
No, man. See, you are an issue. I got a problem with you.
I am. I was lost as fuck at what you were saying.
Yeah, but you don't understand it because I constantly have to explain to you. You think trolls are good.
No, I think they're fun.
Yeah, see, you think they're fun. Not one person in this whole vicinity thinks that way. Not one.
Well, I'll tell you what. Bring them on and let me play with them. And
no, what? No, see, like, no. We'll take them to your channel.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'll do that too.
Yeah, he wants me.
Like a lot of people think that flat earthers are just like they don't know shit. And it's like we're not serious about this shit. We're just kind of just fucking around. Dude, we're not fucking around.
What, do you think that Do you think that there are some that are just ridiculous and make terrible points and make you look bad?
You know what?
Both sides.
Watched YouTube? Have you been on YouTube?
Damn right.
There you go. That's not me. That's not people.
No, I'm not saying it. Yeah, I'm not saying. That's why I like Sean. Because
there are people from every jurisdiction of every kind of position on any information they come across that are for some reason willing to put themselves out there and look like dumbasses and could give a fuck what people think.
Yep.
But I'm not that person, and I don't think anyone on here is that person. So,
do you understand that those people that are making no sense and acting like crazy people, they get attention because people like to watch that.
But see,
so when people see somebody like that, they just assume that most flat earthers are like. Not that it's right.
But see, that goes for both sides. Because what you're saying is, I've said it 1,000 times. I believe there are quite a bit of flat earthers who don't know shit about flat Earth. Are just flat earthers because hey, everyone else is doing it. But at the same time, there's a lot of those fucking Glovers too, aka a lot of those trolls are like that. They're always around, but they never have anything to say. And it goes both ways.
Yeah, but it goes both ways. But I really at the end, and I really think there's a lot of people that are out there that are interested in the topic, that want to hear both sides, and they'll never go into a chat or come into the voice chat to express their opinion. But to really, I mean, obviously, like all of the things we're saying, we've obviously been into these types of conversations for a long time, and we enjoy the banter back and forth.
Oh yeah.
But most people aren't like that. They're
yeah.
If you listen to what we're saying, they're not really dedicated to it. Like like
Well,
we are at a
I
certain point.
it took me. I didn't realize it because a lot of you guys know I I went from what I call 0 to 60, where I found flat Earth. You've been exposed. Within a week or two, I was on the panel, and then it just blew up from there. And then I didn't realize until recently that there are people that have been around longer than me who have never been on a panel, rarely even talk in the chats. And it's like, wow, like I couldn't imagine it being different than what I did. But I also realized that it's not very often that someone, finds flat Earth, gets involved in it, realizes it, and then starts live streaming all of a sudden. And you know what I mean? I literally jumped in it right away.
Isn't it amazing how much passion it gives you? It's like I don't care if I get ridiculed everywhere. I'm gonna put my face
Well,
live on
oh yeah,
Facebook
and
or
that's
on YouTube, and it's flatter. It's fucking flat, and I don't care what any
eh,
Glover says
oh
to
yeah,
me.
and that's what that it makes me laugh when Glover will be like, you couldn't possibly believe it's flat Earth. It's like, okay, check this. Do you think that I decided one day that I liked being called a fucking idiot or stupid or this or that? Like, those things aren't something
Yes.
someone does on
Just wanted the attention, John.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah,
what it is. Trust me.
like we're the trolls.
Yeah.
We're just accidentally trolling everybody because we discovered Earth is
Yeah,
flat.
trust me,
Yeah,
cynics. If I had to make a decision on if it was all only about being in the spotlight, trust me, flat Earth would not be the would not be the means in which I would be the spotlight. Our spotlight is a little different. we don't
Yeah,
get
no.
we don't get
Look, if you
applauded.
wanted to make money on YouTube, you be making little color videos with your son and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the
you.
fucking one green ball.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're not here. We don't get praised. We're not on top of any chain of entertainment. We're ridiculed. We're belittled. That's why we make these communities where we don't have to worry about any of that kind of crap. Where my views are different from your views. Now we're gonna fucking start disrespecting each other. No, we understand that our views are different from a lot of people's, but our respect level should be the same.
absolutely.
And that's just the way. That's the reality of it. I mean, trust me. Not one of us. I don't think anybody in the chat here on this panel. None of us enjoy being talked to the way we are talked to because of what we know.
Do you think it's possible though for somebody to be mean and be like what you say disrespectful, but not really mean by anything by it? Like they call you dumb, but they don't really mean you're dumb.
There's a
They're
difference. There's a difference.
using it
There's
in a
because
placeholder.
I've talked to a lot of people where it's kind of like or shit. For instance, I am Cat does it where she talks like someone who doesn't get it. And some people just don't get it. Some people don't understand how we see what we see or why we even got involved in this. And at the same time, she's not a mean person. She's not calling us like not being disrespectful, but you can tell that she doesn't get it. People that don't get
You
it,
should have seen what she said about you when you left.
see, I was in the chat, asshole. You should have seen what I said about you.
Dude, if you hear the words flat Earth and you don't think it's the dumbest thing you ever heard, then I don't know. I thought it was the dumbest. I avoided the whole subject
oh.
for 6
It was
months.
created
I
that
thought
way.
it
I
was
spent-
the dumbest
I
fucking
spent-
thing I ever heard. I thought that was the stupidest fuck. Why would
That's
I
why
even
they
look
taught it
into
to 'em.
something like
See,
that?
here's the thing. I spent hours trying to debunk Dred's panel, Dred's, the whole nine. And I realized something. And this is when it became more of like a hangout rather than me trying to convince them of anything. The idea that anybody could spend the time that these Glovers spend talking to us the way they do, trying to convince us of their ideas, that's the fucking weird part. You know what I mean? It's like these.
Well, people like to argue.
Yeah, that is weird.
No,
to me
no,
now,
no,
you know,
no. Hang on, you don't
it's
get it,
like,
cynic.
why
You
the
don't get
fuck
it.
are you still here
They will repeat
10
like
years later?
there are Glovers that I know that are just the worst vile people on earth, but they repeat themselves every day to pretty much the same people, and we're not changing our minds. What we see is what we see. What you're saying, we've already proven is bullshit, but you're repeating yourself every day. Cynics, you don't understand. There are people that spend 9, 10 hours a day trying to convince us of obvious things we see.
I say 16. I say 16, 18 hours a day.
And then, granted, there are also flat earthers that do spend 24/7 just talking about flat Earth. Now, for me, and then a
Yeah,
lot of people,
but to be honest, we have flat earthers all across the world that have live feeds.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. See,
It's
that's
not
the thing.
just North America. It's not.
Yeah, cynics. I don't think you understand how big flat Earth is.
How many flat earthers are in like
Thousands.
Africa?
Well, see, I couldn't pinpoint it like that, but I can guarantee you there are thousands in
Well,
every
I have
country.
several friends on Facebook that are in South Africa.
Okay, that's South Africa. How about most of Africa?
I'm almost to the
Interested to
assumption
figure
that
out-
I almost think there's more flat earthers in the UK area than there are here. That's what it
Family,
seems like.
we don't really know what these people in Africa believe because we got in our heads that they're lesser people. We got in their heads that they live in the dirt. All this bullshit, right?
Well, you can say that about anybody that isn't in a mainstream situation.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's exactly what I'm saying. You got to think. We got to start. We have to start dissociating ourselves from these predisposed, fucking stereotypes that are given to us.
Put it
Because
this way,
what I've learned,
you
what
know,
I've learned is that all the shit that my parents taught me was basically a lie that their parents taught them.
yeah, that's what I said. You know, Marlena effect. She doesn't get, like, seriously. She said it from day one. She does not get the debate part. You try to have a debate with her. She has no clue what you're talking about when you talk about globe because she's always been taught flat Earth her whole life. You talk about a globe to her, and she looks at you like you're fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas in me, I'm 36 years old. I've only been flat Earth for a year. A lot of my probably the biggest reason that I have a lot of different views is because I've had these views my whole life, and I'm distinguishing between all of them. There are views, for instance, evolution, that I have a concept of that will not change. It's not going to
Well,
change.
I have a concept of it as well, Sean, and I was taught the same thing you were, and I always thought it was bullshit.
And but
I'm older than you, and I always was trying to figure out, well, how the fuck they get this, how they get this, and then.
but here's the reality of it all. No one will ever know which one is which. You'll never find as living beings, as living beings, no one will ever find out if there was a creator, if the Big Bang even happened, or it's never going to happen.
Sean, you're going to have to come to the realization, brother, that what they told you about space is the same. They introduced that nonsense the same way they introduced the evolutionary model.
Okay, but
I mean,
but you see it that way, but I couldn't see. I look at the dome as that same way. Like how, like, it doesn't make. There's nothing about a dome. Because that's probably one of the biggest things that.
About the dome.
Because I view that dome as you would view evolution, I guess.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Sean. Right?
I
don't believe in that.
What
dome.
it is, it just doesn't make any
took
sense.
That Earth prison and gave you a dome prison.
There's no there's no
I
reality in my brain for a dome.
Construct is complete nonsense. I think it's just a construct, an idea.
Yeah,
but it's not true.
Yes.
How about Cat's question? I don't believe there's any reason to question the shape of the Earth. There's no huge difference in my life if it's flat or not. Life's just going to keep going, dude.
But it's the reality of being lied to about it, because doesn't just start at flat Earth. For instance, me, I'm a flat earther. I don't really talk about flat Earth very often, but I talk about a lot of other shit that is fucking happening that people deny on a regular fucking basis. Now I'm gonna tell you the truth. I can't talk flat Earth for 8 hours.
My brother asked me the same exact question the other night, and and I have a lot of compassion because it's my fucking brother, man. I mean, he's my best friend.
You're lucky. I hate my brother.
What? I love my brother.
Dickhead.
I mean, he's my best friend.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, most, and I really feel bad for everyone that doesn't have a great relationship with their brother.
How close are you guys in age?
We're close. I mean, he puts up with all my bullshit. He'll listen to every fucking thing I say when we sit and drink beer together and fucking sit there and talk shit for hours. But we talk about other shit besides, what the shape of the earth and all that kind of shit.
Obviously.
We'll talk about we're both musicians, so we have a lot in common, you know, when it comes to that. But so I'll talk to my brother. But the other night he's like, "Man, really? I just don't see where it really matters, you know, dude." But how without like I've been studying, the New World Order and the ancient families and all that shit for 20. How can I just be like, well, okay, are you ready to sit down in the classroom? I mean, what am I going to fucking put a desk in front of me? Am I going to give you a test to help you understand how through all the centuries, how they built this fucking heliocentric construct? You're gonna take a test, or you really want to fucking know? I don't think he really wants to know. He just wants to go ahead and participate in their model and whatever the fuck. Go ahead, It's just like I understand that, but he's compassionate. He loves me. He understands what I'm doing, and he doesn't want to part. Like when I do a live stream or something like right now, if I shared it with him, shared this live stream with him, he's not going to listen to it, and he won't understand it anyway.
Yeah.
So
You know what I'm saying? So it's not, but he's still a good guy and he's doing what he's doing, but he supports me. So that's all I care about because I love him.
Well, Stargazer Jim brings up a really good point. I would like to know what you guys think about this. Flat Earth will end in 5 to 10 years as commercial space flights become a reality.
Oh, well, I hope so.
Yeah.
I want to be on one of them. I want to go.
Well,
Hell yeah.
They're working on that.
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of research and I talk about all that stuff.
So in 10 to 15 years, are you prepared to realize that you were wrong?
Are you?
Hell
yeah,
no.
I am. I think it'd be cool if I was wrong.
You are.
Yeah.
Put it this way.
It'd be cool if I was wrong too.
Put it this way.
Really, man, I really want to find out.
If you were told something, obviously the globe, and all of a sudden you find out all these holes in the globe, and then you talk to a bunch of people who talk to you and just don't admit and or realize there's all these holes in their idea. Now, but what I get from it, I know this for a fact. A lot of people will explain their beliefs as facts rather than the realization they don't fucking know.
What's gonna happen when we take these fake ass space flights that's finna happen? And one of two.
Wait. If we can get on something that takes us to space, I doubt they'll be able to fake that part.
Thank you. I didn't want to say
No, I'm just saying, if they're like, hey, we have there's only two things that can happen. We're either gonna go to space, or there's gonna be a whole bunch of fucking explosions on rockets. So we're gonna have to make a choice. Do we want to know, or do we want, or are we gonna take that chance?
You're either gonna blow up, or you're gonna be like just gonna be a blip in the news report. Oh shit, we tried.
Put this way, by the second explosion of a civilian spacecraft, I don't know. Yep, they're lying. They don't want us to know.
They weren't lying about every other 100 trips with the satellites, but when it came to civilians going to space, it was an accident.
Yeah.
Just accidentally.
Every time.
Fuck. How'd they get all in the satellites up there, but then when they try to send a man up there, damn.
Well, my favorite thing is people will tell you, because I believe in satellites, but my belief in satellites, it also festers a whole different type of technology of patents I've read of ways to be able to maneuver in space. Because they say you have to orbit. I don't think that's real. I don't think you have to orbit. First of all, why couldn't you do a horizontal orbit rather than this elliptical orbit that it's bullshit? Because
I
matter of fact,
Sean, I'm sorry. Go
No.
ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, last night I decided to watch 3 different versions of the ISS live, and I've heard this before, and it goes, what if one's is time lapsed or something like that? Well, in these 3 videos, it has one of those little antenna signal things spinning, and those are in sync. But yet the planet, one is in darkness, The two aren't in darkness. Look at all three when they're all lit up, and none of the clouds are the same. Now, they're all the same view. Now, you guys know me. I'm not going to just say these things unless I have them. So continue talking, and I'll find it, and I'll pull it up right now.
Kind of seems like you watch too much TV to me.
Yeah, see? No, I watch too much YouTube. Yeah, that's the other thing. I like it. People are like, I don't watch TV. You're on YouTube 16 hours a day. It's the same fucking shit.
Don't look at it as the same though, and it's crazy. Although I look at YouTube like a zoo. Like my screen is the window protecting me from all the craziness that I'm looking at.
You are the craziness.
I am. I'm part of it. I know. But you got people like who's that? Ice Poseidon? I mean, he just live streams his life all the time and just has the most insane people coming in.
You should need to be around Flat Earth.
You guys seem tame and straight laced compared to these fucking people.
Well, that's because we're real. We actually know the Earth is flat, and we're trying to convince you.
Well, I'm 100%
We're not
convinced
fucking
that
with you.
believe
We're
the Earth
actually
is flat.
genuine.
Well, actually, I have family members that actually talk to an astronaut, and he kind of laughs at this.
Everybody knows a astronaut on the globe.
You know, that's kind of hard to.
Well, Sean, when we get off air, I can tell you who he is.
Yeah,
I can't tell you because he'll dox me.
Sean won't dox you, but yeah,
No, I'm not. No, that's why I will tell Sean, because I know Sean won't dox me. But if I do it on a live stream,
yeah, I
it
wouldn't
would
do
dox
that.
me.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's fine.
No, I'm
That's
not doing that. I got Nation of Islam crazy people that hate me.
Oh, I've been doxxed 3 times. It's wonderful.
Holy shit!
Why are you afraid of being doxxed? Are you afraid of who you are?
No, I'll dox
No.
myself.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
what
See,
I'm
that's the
saying
thing.
is don't dox the astronaut, and you sitting there going, "Well, this astronaut said he's been to space." You know, I mean, I'll dox myself.
I've been
I've already
doxxed.
done
I
so
don't
on my
care.
channel several times.
Yeah.
I live in Fayetteville, Arkansas. My name's Dennis Cash. I do right now. I'm doxed myself. But
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it last night.
There's nobody looking to harm you for what you say. They
Shit.
just want to yell at you. I got legit people that want to harm me.
Yeah. I'll vouch for that. He has on. They're fucking crazy. We have nutters. His people.
Nutters.
They're fucking crazy. Like I honestly I've talked to a couple people down on his panel, and I'm sure if they knew who I was, like they may do something stupid. Like they got that one kid, nutter. He's gonna either be dead or in prison very soon. I know it.
Who, Braun?
Yeah, that's the one.
See, now, last time we had this conversation, I forgot to mention how Braun has really changed.
Really?
And it was because of me. He has really calmed down with the name calling and not that he still isn't racist, because he is, but at least he doesn't portray it so fucking much.
What kind of piece of shit is racist in 2018?
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
You don't.
There's a
Okay,
lot of 'em, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, first of all, let's get one thing straight. Linux is not this way. He just happens to have a channel that is predominantly watched by what do you call them?
Outright.
Outright, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who that is, they're racist. That's the best way I can say it.
Some alt-right people are racist, some are not.
Most. Okay, put it this way.
Yeah, most.
There was a
I
person
would
on that.
agree are
There was a
probably
person on his panel that literally didn't know who I was. Had a conversation with her, and maybe at 2 hours into this conversation, she finds out I'm mixed. Just disappears. Come to find out, she's in the chat talking shit because I'm black.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust me, they're nutters. They're crazy as.
So Cynics, your channel, I haven't been there, but does it lean towards American political kind of stuff? Is it?
I go after race baiters, and
Wait.
With racism, you go, okay.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
you know what a race baiter is?
So
Baiter.
black, like
Yes, I do know what that
so
is, but
we know what
trying to
Black
figure out what's your channel?
we know what Black Lives Matter is. He has a lot of people that believe that white lives matter.
Well, why? Why would
No, no,
you?
no.
Yeah,
But
why
see,
would I
To his
do
channel.
not?
but see,
You're right,
he
man.
he isn't that way, and I'm telling you, not that way because I go on
I
his
haven't
panels.
got that vibe, and I'm just
No, he's not that way at all.
like those kind of people will be, coming.
Well, really, it was the whole idea was to get people from each side to talk, and unfortunately, only the people from the alt right will come, and everybody else is fucking terrified to talk to these people.
Except me.
What do you talk about? What do you talk about?
Oh, hang on. I go on
We're
there.
talking about the shape of the earth, and evolution and stuff. But what do you talk about on your channel? That's what I'm.
Well, I talk like my videos would be about race baiters on YouTube using the platform to try to make money off of race. My live streams where what Sean is more talking about are alt right people coming in saying how the white race is going to disappear. And I'm like, no, they're not. And they're like, yeah, like in 20 years. I'm like, well, you're retarded. And then I try to get some
Are your
Jews
videos
on to talk to 'em,
monetized?
and everybody runs from them. What's that?
Are your videos monetized?
They used to be. I used to make good money.
That
Okay.
don't really
So you're using race to make money about people using race to make money.
Yeah, see. But here's the thing.
Okay.
We live stream to have a community. He live streams for entertainment. It's two completely different things. Because I can tell you right now.
He's bored as shit, and he thinks
Exactly.
we're just fun to have fun with.
Because he's not like that. He's not like that at all. Because I've had many conversations with him and his co-host, and they're not racist. I don't know about Jessica. She's kind of odd, but she's never been disrespectful to me. And I go to his channel, and I enjoy the fuck out of talking to those people and them having a damn clue that I am black.
Just like I said, they don't take it seriously. We're taking this seriously.
Because we're not.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Trying to suss out the real people.
You're completely wrong, dude. These alt-right people take this shit dead.
Oh no, yeah, they take it serious.
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh yeah. No.
I take it serious in the aspect of these people are making ridiculous claims. And
Wait,
I'm
you
like,
said
well,
I take it seriously in the sense that these people. I'm talking about you.
yeah, I'm trying to answer your question. Don't interrupt me.
Okay.
They're making these statements, and I'm saying, no, dude, you're just scaring people. Knock it off. This shit isn't happening.
What shit isn't happening?
They think there are literally people that think the white race will disappear within 5 years, like off the planet.
If that happened, would that be so bad?
Of course it would. Really, dude?
Hell no.
You want
Ain't
all the
something good
Asians to
aside
disappear?
from- Man, hell no.
I mean, that's just ridiculous. You don't want to just kill people off.
No, we don't want to
Who's
kill
gonna
nobody.
kill anybody?
I'm disappear.
You know what? I'm a person, and I happen to be in a body that I drive around, and it looks like a white person, but that's not me. That's just the body I ride around in.
Right. Yeah, I don't give
the
I grew
fuck
up in the
when
hood.
anybody thinks
My
about
friends
what
are
I
black.
look like.
I don't give a shit. I find it interesting that other people do and the levels that they'll take it to. And some of their points that they already make
It is
valid
entertaining.
points.
I give you that. It is.
All right, I'm just curious where you grew up, if you don't mind me asking. I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee.
I was in the Midwest.
Oh, you're one of the. Oh yeah, I forgot you can't help. Oh yeah. I feel you. Never mind. Yeah, man. I don't know where you grew up or whatever, but where I grew up, I learned that we're all on the same level of bullshit, and we're all in this shit together, and we're all fighting the same fucking fight, but we're getting pit against each other.
Yeah, well, I grew up in a neighborhood that had the highest murder rate per capita, and it is the ghetto.
It's funny that we all say that because supposedly Memphis got the highest murder rate.
Yeah,
per
I grew
capita.
up in Little Rock, Arkansas, so we love.
Well, yeah, and
I grew up in San Diego, California, where the weather is beautiful, and I don't have winters. Oh, I'm sorry. We're doing the bad thing, huh? Whoa.
Anyways, it's all it's.
Yeah,
Look,
there's a lot of those here.
Try to tell you anything. Anyone who wants to tell you anything about division, fuck them. It's all about us coming together. That's all I can say. I don't give a shit what anyone got to say. I was taught in school by my fucking first grade teacher that because I'm white, I'm part of the devil.
Well, I know you, so
So
a little bit.
yeah, a little bit, but it is what it is. Like, man, it's fucking bullshit. If I had to believe that shit and
Oh,
hadn't I had good teachers tell me, look, baby, we're all in this together, I'd be thinking some other shit.
that's how I grew up. I don't I don't look at race at all. Not sure if you
Yeah,
noticed. Not sure if you noticed it or not, but I don't quote unquote talk very black.
I'm more blacker than Sean is.
That is, cause hey, so check this out.
More
The first,
blacker.
no, check this out. So the first time,
I'm more
no, so the first time me and Cynic talked, I fucking went live. I blew up on him. We were having a flat Earth, not flat Earth debate type thing on my channel, and so after that, I talked to him again. I apologized for blowing up at him, and I was on his live stream, and I said to his co-host Jessica, I said, "Well, Cynics is black. I swear, I thought he was black.
Everybody does.
Yeah, it was crazy."
Many all writers that have talked to me and like try to like use kitty gloves because they thought I was black.
And
They thought Sean was white.
well, yeah, that's why I go to his. If I go to his live stream, all those guys, they'll talk to me all night long, and then right at the very end, I let them know. It's the funniest thing in the
Hey,
world.
let me ask Cynic. Cynics, have you ever been on camera on your channel, like doing a live stream?
When I originally started my YouTube channel, I did do that. I didn't really deal with race. I didn't even mean for my channel to do this. I was just kind of doing news on a lot of different things, and I just kept on getting people because they hated this certain YouTuber named The Advice Show. And after a while, I started to realize how dangerous it was maybe to put my face out there, so I had to hide.
Okay, cool.
I had this guy's The Advice Show. His manager came on there on my show and just tried to dox me left and right.
Well, I want to let you know the reality is you ain't got shit to be afraid of because it's just the real world we live in and ain't nobody gonna do shit. All these motherfuckers talk real tough and can show
I,
show shit, but ain't nobody doing a goddamn thing.
And for the
I
most part, I would totally agree.
there's like 2 or 3 dudes that I've talked to that I honestly I would fucking fear. I'd worry about what would happen if they saw me. Honestly,
Yeah.
that
The people I deal with, the Nation of Islam is not one to fuck with, and they are not happy with me. And I have kids, so I'm going to take every precaution I can.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people that will talk a lot of shit like me and be like, yeah, fuck, I live over here. I'm right here. I'm Dennis Cash. You can say, but my son's grown. He's doing his own thing. I don't have any small children. I don't have to worry about it. I can come out here and say whatever the fuck I want to say, and people know who I am. So yeah, it could be different. I wasn't doing this when I was younger, and I had a family and shit.
Yeah, once I don't have to worry about my kids, which is going to be, I mean, YouTube will be dead by then. But yeah, I probably wouldn't care.
oh,
So much.
there's at least 2 or 3 of those trolls that if I ever saw them, they're hospital bound. They know it too.
Yeah.
No, I've been doxxed.
YouTube, great.
I've been
Enemies everywhere.
no, see, I've been doxxed, and we all know who it is. And then I've my son, they've made memes with my son in it, and I told them I don't care if it's on live. I've told them on their channels. I've told them in servers. If I ever see them, they will be put in the hospital. That is all there is to it.
You know what though? I choose to ignore them. I'll acknowledge them when they
Oh.
address me.
Uh,
But you know what, you know how to torture a narcissist?
yeah. Oh yeah.
How do you torture a narcissist?
Ignore them.
Ignore them. Ignore them and continue your life. That's how you torture a narcissist. Torture them by ignoring them.
Well, don't ignore me.
No, you're not. I'm just talking about the fucking fake trolls that just fucking troll all the flat earthers. The more you acknowledge other and you just fucking whine about their shit on your channel all day long, You're feeding them. Ignore them. They torture them. Ignore them that you're comfortable with and can continue to communicate with them and build relationships outside of all these fucking trolls that want to fuck with you, whatever the fuck you're doing. If you want to make it public, you go do a live stream. The trolls that just like might comment on your videos or comment in your chat, which that's kind of control if you got the right mods. But dude, they they're only there to antagonize you, and they're ineffective if you just ignore them. There's just fuck. They don't have an effect.
Yeah, I used to go after
Are
him
you excited?
and talk shit to him. I don't do that anymore now. I mean, shit. My chat rarely sees him.
I just really think that we I don't know. They don't like it, but that's all right. I've moved past them a long time ago, but I'll still acknowledge them every once in a while. And I think that every person that comes into the flat Earth topic should, like some people do, go into talk to debate flat Earth and more. Jim's channel, server or channel, to go try to talk to them and give their best arguments for the shape of the earth so that they can prove it to themselves and go through that I already did it, but
Oh yeah,
so
I think most of us have.
everyone should go through that because you have to.
Well, I can tell you now, the people that I know,
you're just like,
well, the people I know that I have,
you're just going off on my testimony because I
yeah,
did it.
exactly.
Don't listen to me. You go do it.
Yeah,
do it. It's fun. It's fun, but it's fucking harrowing.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
oh yeah.
It's
Well,
like holy shit.
the people that I know that have
Because
that do
they're
that,
gonna give you the same arguments every time. They have good arguments, and they'll give you all the mathematics. They'll tell you
yep,
exactly where they think
just
the
like you
sun
said.
is,
So
all
one,
that shit.
me and Hilo were in that server. He gets off and he goes, "I love going in there. They tell me what ammo I have, or what I have to find out is real or not real, and they just give me all the answers." I'm like, that is awesome. 5 minutes.
You just ask them any question, they have the answer for you, man. For the heliocentric
Yep.
model, it's like, all right, now I know what to debunk next
Yeah.
time. Thank you.
5 minutes later, he sends me 3 links to look up and all debunk everything they say. I was like, holy crap, that is awesome. Yeah, like I'm over at that server. I don't really get on the voice chat too often, but I kind of just melt in and I'm just there now. I come across the usual assholes, but especially now that my name's green, they calm down a tad.
Yeah, but they're always there, and so everyone that really wants to get into the conversation, go ahead and go in there and talk to them.
Yeah, if you want to test yourself, if you want to know if you want to test what you feel like that's the testing grounds. That's where you find out if you really believe or you really know. That's what I believe. You know what I mean? Because and it's nothing wrong with not going there. If you don't go there, there's nothing wrong with that. But there are people like myself, Helio, that hey, sometimes you want to feel that heat of the fire. That's where you go to feel it. You don't get. There's no easy pass if you go over there. Not at all. You get to see how tough your skin is. You get to see if you get triggered easily. The whole nine. You get to find it all out right then and there. I've seen people go there and then just stop live streaming. They don't, they'll be on like chats, but they're done live streaming. I know people that have been here so damn long that they won't debate just for the fact that they've debated so many goddamn times. They're done with it.
Well, and it's like you get to a certain point where you already know the answer to every question, but like I'm saying, I encourage everyone new to the topic. I mean, I probably lost every debate that I was in because I don't debate. I understand the concept and the different sides of the argument, but I don't debate. I'm not a debater. So when it comes to like the debaters that are in there, they don't, for the most part, from what I can tell, they could give a fuck whether you think the Earth is flat or round.
They just want to argue.
They just like to debate.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So they just like the concept, which is fine. So it actually strengthens. So I listen constantly, and sometimes I get involved just because it's fun for me. But I encourage everyone new to the topic of flat Earth, at least get your feet wet.
Know
Go in
know
there
what to expect.
and get
Yeah.
your ass hammered by the trolls, please,
Yeah, if you don't know,
because
if
it
you
helps. It
if you
helps. It helps.
if you come to flat Earth and you assume it's all nice and easy, and it's good to get it over with. Put it that way, because like I said, I actually know a lot of them, obviously from my experience here, and believe it or not, there are ones that do it because everyone else is doing it, and then if you get them in like a situation where it's just you and
You
him,
know what?
they don't do that at all. Like I'm friends with.
Actually,
Say again?
I was going to say there anytime, and they will sit there and debate with you for hours. And you can. It doesn't matter what you say; they'll just talk to you. They'll explain the heliocentric model to you. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll teach it to you like a teacher. You could be in a classroom. They're just teaching the heliocentric model to you, and then you can leave and go find out how to debunk it. By yeah, man, whatever. I'm sorry, Sean.
No worries. No, not at all. No, you're good. You're
But
good.
that's what they do.
Hmm?
They'll teach you the entire heliocentric. It's like, what about this? I was like, oh, I didn't think about. Thanks, man.
Oh.
Thanks for that observation. Oh shit. Well, I look up in the sky.
I
Oh
had
shit.
I
That's
had
a ship.
a good half hour gym Stargate. How long was that? When I had with Paul, Chris, and them about gravity, it was amazing. I had a physics teacher tell me, and this is somebody everybody's heard on a regular basis arguing against flat Earth. Tell me that they have no clue what gravity, like they can't explain gravity. Gravity is this thing they can't figure it out. Like they can't figure it out. Period. That's all there is to it. It's not it's not how they explain it to us. Like gravity's real. Fuck you. No, they don't know. That's how now when I talk to Globers and they're like gravity, I'm like, so you're real confident about that gravity, aren't you? Real confident. Well, how are you confident? But science, they're not confident at all about it. Matter of fact, they're kind of worried about how to explain it and this and that. It's like that's why I have the title of this live stream right now. What do they know? And what do they think they know? And it's really a belief. Because 90% of globe is just what they read or and was taught in school. That's it. There's not very many people that go past that. I'm having what I call it's the weirdest thing in the world. It's called I call it the typing debate. This kid from Australia wants to debate me, but can't get on the mic because he says he's at school. So we're in my Discord, literally typing a debate, and it is so clear to me that he has no clue, no clue what. And that's the other thing that's happening. There's like this flush of kids found out flat Earth is real, and they want to argue it. So they come to these servers and they start like everything. This is this, and you're like, dude, like what grade are you in? I think there was a kid that was like in high school wants to fucking debate. It's like, dude, you're not ready to be here. You're like, you
Well,
need
let
to.
me ask you this, Sean. How did he find out about that? And this can apply to cynics too. Considering what we just talked about, some of the topics that he's covered before. Why is flat Earth all of a sudden a hot topic in some of these social platforms? Why would kids be asking you, Sean, what 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 the fuck do you mean flat Earth? You know what I mean? I feel like this is a controlled release. It's really like it's like like when you're lying to your kids about Santa Claus, which you're not. I didn't necessarily lie. Inadvertently lied to my kid about Santa Claus. I told his mom I didn't want to lie, but she wanted to lie. So when he brought it up, I just changed the subject, but she was total full blown Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was just like, when he said something about Santa Claus, I was like, well, fuck, how about these fucking cars over here? Let's go fucking check this. When he brought up Santa Claus, I was doing something else. I mean, but she was like full blown liar Santa Claus. I never wanted to lie to my son about Santa Claus. So I had to kind of participate when it's like, oh, this is from Santa Claus. It ain't from me. I ain't that Santa Claus bitch. That's NASA. That's that bullshit. Anyway, so you meet people every day that have been through different circumstances of life, and they meet you. There's like, why the fuck are you questioning the globe? And they ask you like simple questions. Oh, well, about boats going over the horizon. Well, what about, you know, pigs in space? Fucking
Yeah.
bullshit, man.
It's. I think.
Well, I
It's
can't
sad.
handle that.
It's sad. It's like which one's true, but it doesn't have to be one. You know what I'm saying? But
Cat has a
this
good
is
point on it.
children. This is children. Go ahead.
She says it's a hot topic because it's considered a joke. And I would add to that there's people that hear the flat Earth topic and they think they know the round, by what you guys would think. They think they know the round Earth topic because they go to school, so they feel like it's something they can argue and win because it sounds insane to them.
Well, here's my question. So, and I was thinking about this, and it really confuses me. This there are these people that seek us out to argue and debate with us about it, and my question is why do they do that when there are so many other like real fucking topics? Fuck my weather modification because I gotta sit down for hours and try to prove it to people. Blah blah blah. I'm talking like real fucking shit, like priest molesting or people that take advantage of other people. Like, why aren't they over at these people's channels trying to ridicule them? Like, they're a bigger.
Well, Sean, since you're talking about me, you want me to answer that?
Sure.
Because I found it so interesting. I find people that believe in
No, but see, no.
outlandish things.
But here's the thing. You are interested. You want to see why we think the way we do. You want to get into our minds, basically. Where these people, they're not. That's not what they're doing. You see, you're confused. You're confusing it, Cynics. You think they think like you.
That's what triggered you, Sean. He said believe. That's what triggered you. So go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, it's not that way. So here's the thing. You are you're interested by life in general. You want to know what people are thinking. It doesn't have to be us. You're interested in what everyone's thinking. You want to be inside everyone's mind. These people don't do that. Like, and I even when I explain it, I don't think you realize what it's like being a flat earther. To tell you the truth, it literally, put it this way, if I, and this is as honest as I can get, if I could have never found out about flat Earth, I would have kept it that way, because I've never in my life, and I'm all about respect. I want respect. I want to give respect. I've never been talked to. I've never been. I didn't even know what doxing was. It's all the things that come along with flat Earth. It's not good. It's. I don't think there's any person that is openly flat Earth like myself and the people on this panel and in my chat. I don't think anybody enjoys being a flat earther. Nothing about being a flat earther is good. It's all we get is ridicule. All we get is crap. So, like when you were talking to Dim, the way he acted is not Dim. Everyone here knows Dim. He's cool. He's chill. He's fucking really smart. But what happens is no matter what, if you're not a flat earther, we instantly feel like you're gonna come at us. I don't, like, seriously, I don't know anybody who enjoys being a flat earther. Maybe maybe they're happy they found out flat earth, happy they're in this community, but no one walks around going with a t-shirt and is like, I love being talked to like complete shit by strangers. if you want to get in the mind of, that's what a flat earther thinks on a regular basis, as far as I can tell.
Well, Jay Alex says he loves it.
Jay Alex is a fucking idiot. He's a he's my tech guy for fucking Discord. That says a lot.
Well, Sean, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that point because I love being a flat earther. I actually enjoy the ridicule sometimes because it's not because I'm higher and mightier as some. Shut up, Joey. Oh, my damn dog wants to go in.
He wants that squirrel or that chipmunk.
Well, I better go check on the chipmunk. It's probably still laying there just twitching. I'm gonna have to smash it with a shovel eventually.
You're sitting here talking about flat Earth and the poor old chipmunks out there just twitching away.
I know I'm feeling bad. I'm either gonna put it out of his misery or would it be better just put it out of his misery? Anyway, Joey, just hush. Go lay down. Yeah, he's gonna lay down. But
I think
anyway,
there's a lot of people that enjoy being with flat Earth because it's like a community, and even if they don't believe it, they have friends and they're able to talk to them.
Well,
There's a lot of shut-ins on the internet.
Hey, cynics, honestly, I think at the end of the day, your mind is open enough not to say the earth is flat, but you can kind of relate to us. Now, the reasons that we have for knowing, I don't like the word believe, so I'm not going to say the word believe that the earth is flat. I know the earth is flat just because it's obviously flat to me. I can't go back from that, I mean, you use celestial observations to try to prove it and all that kind of shit. That I've been through that shit. But the reason you relate to it is because we have a lot of fun because these arguments go back and forth and it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a community, but it's not. I'm very fucking serious about it because it's deeper than. The Earth is flat. What the fuck difference does it make? Flat or globe? Motherfucker, you just stupid. You just a bunch of conspiracy
Is that an
theories.
impression of me? You knocked that off.
I just think it's for me.
Dog distracted. I had a good point, but my dog distracted me.
I think what it is for me, for my opinion of it, is the, like I said, the 0 to 60 I did. I know a lot of flat earthers that don't instantly engulf themselves in the quote unquote drama, and I did. Because like I said, I was a Glober, and then D.Marble came out with his eclipse video, and it just changed everything. Everything I saw was just, I couldn't fathom believing it was a fucking ball. It didn't make sense. I remember even before I ever knew flat Earth, thinking in my head, it doesn't seem like a ball. I couldn't imagine a ball and someone upside down. It doesn't make sense. When I say the not enjoying it and not knowing it thing, that's because my whole life I'm not someone who ever took being disrespectful. I don't look for fights. I'm not a tough guy, but I was raised respect gets respect, and vice versa. And I had never been talked to by a stranger. I wasn't a computer person. So to have someone talk to me the way I am talked to sometimes, it doesn't sit well.
Okay, Sean, with that said, and I understand what you're saying, and I do agree with you. But what about Kat?
What do you mean? She doesn't talk to me disrespectful. She talks to me like someone who doesn't get it. I talk to people like that all the time. That's not disrespectful.
So you understand when Globers come into these kind of chats, you guys do the same thing to them.
No. See, wait.
There are flat earthers that
cynics.
do the same.
You've never experienced what being around trolls are like. Are trolls? You gotta remember, man.
No, but I've been.
You deal with.
But I've been in chats where I've been called an idiot.
No. Trust me, it's different. It's different. In your stream you're talking about.
No, I've been to a lot of flat Earth streams, and I've been blocked from most of them just for asking questions. And I usually get called a moron or.
Yeah, that you're in the tail end of it. or for me at least, what I've seen, because when I first got here, it wasn't that bad, but over the past 6 months, it's been like literally they had gone on a snipe porn bomb mission against us. It's been really bad the past few months, really bad. We're just not coming out of it, in my opinion. Because you got to remember, Cynics, right now, as we speak, there's a fucking asshole with my name, my avatar, trying to get on someone's panel to snipe them right now.
Who?
Well, I'm not gonna say the name because it'll end up getting back to him, and then he'll start coming back around to me. But there's me and a friend Titan.
No, I mean, who are they trying? What channel are they trying to get on?
Every single Flat Earth channel they can. Right now.
Oh, I thought you meant like right now they were trying to do it.
No, yeah, oh yeah. Right now, they're most like. Well, see, I have OBS, and they know it. I make it open. I have OBS, so they probably don't try as hard here. But there's a lot of Flat Earthers that don't use OBS, and all these guys do is sit there.
Do you remember what I said about how to torture a narcissist?
You're right, and that you're right, 100% right. Right now they're just. I'm almost there. So we're done. We're not, yeah, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
One of those motherfuckers, we got shit to do.
Really, and that's what it is. The second I stop thinking about it, everything stopped.
Even lying. They're not even lying most of the time. They actually, if they actually believe that nonsense, let them believe it. We have other shit to do. Fuck them.
Real shit. Yeah, where it is.
Hold on, Jim. I gotta stop the stream. Jim, pineapple on pizza is amazing, and I'm gonna block you just.
Cynics. I'm gonna have to kick you off my panel because pineapple. Yeah, because pineapple on pizza is disgusting. Fucking freak.
Oh, dude, I like the Hawaiian pizza, man.
Hey, check this out. Realize in Hawaii they don't do that. Call it a Hawaiian pizza, but they don't do that in Hawaii. The fuck? Go ask them for.
Only at Pizza Hut.
No, they do
it at Pizza Hut in Hawaii.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. Hawaiians don't do that. They'll look at you like you're crazy. You don't put.
Well, first of all, pizza's not from Hawaii, so.
Well, first of all, you don't put fucking pineapple.
Yeah, so why would they do that in Hawaii?
I'm just saying. Why do you call it Hawaiian?
Because that's what they call. That's how I ordered my pizza.
I'm just saying. It's disgusting.
It's not. Salt and sweet. Oh, that's a great combo.
That's fucking gross. Why don't you just put Skittles on your fucking pizza?
Well, you're fired from pizza. You're not allowed to eat anymore. Your taste buds.
Wait. Okay. There was a conversation that was had earlier today that I had. The microwaved or cold?
Oven.
No. Cold. Period. That's all there is. It's only one answer, really.
No, because I can't eat cold pizza. But I hate
No. Leftover. Yeah. Well, if it's a leftover, do you heat it up or do you eat it cold?
I gotta heat it up.
That's because you're.
I'll heat it up.
Oh, you see, both. Okay, I can't know either of you anymore. You eat pineapple and you warm your pizza. Blasphemy.
Hey, dude, I'll get up in the middle of the night and eat cold pizza all day. I mean, I don't really have a preference.
I'm not gonna lie.
I just put food in my gut to get me by till the next beer.
I'm not gonna lie. The main reason for me, I'm just too lazy to heat it up. But it's good.
Stuff in the microwave never comes out right.
That's gross.
That's why you gotta turn the oven on.
Oh yeah, the oven. I mean, if you put it in a toaster oven.
See, that's much better because then the time not so time consuming, but I'm still gonna eat it cold.
Yeah, it's because.
Well, you're just lazy, dude.
No, I've heated pizza for my son. Pop-Tarts are my favorite.
Fat motherfucker that likes pizza.
Banana on pizza?
All right.
Okay.
I think my live stream just went crap. No, my OBS is acting stupid again. No, I'm still good.
Let me check.
No, I'm checking right now. It's good. No, my OBS has been fucking up lately, and it's pissing me off. I think it's because I have too many options running.
Goat cheese on pizza is amazing.
Who? What the?
No, I like goat cheese until I found out it was goat cheese, and all of a sudden I didn't like it.
That's because you have issues.
Yeah, I do. Well, it's all in your brain half the time.
No, it's you.
I like mozzarella and Swiss.
Wait, why is it saying? Okay, so oh, there it is. I hate freaking OBS and YouTube. I think they're secretly
As far as I can
fighting.
tell, live streams running. As far as I can tell, the live stream running good, Sean.
That's the chat. Chat, is the live stream going?
Well, I can't see my live stream, my chat right now.
Well, I can. I can read it for you.
I can see it.
Unlike you, I actually pay attention to your
Oh, I don't.
followers. And
I don't look at it.
the show.
I randomly look at my chat. That's why there's always conversation going on because they know.
I do the same thing when I'm live streaming. I'm like, fuck, I apologize, Chad. I ain't gonna be in there very much, but the mods got it.
That's why at
John, you are
the
so
beginning.
right on that. I don't know how many times that I've heard
Oh,
you talk
man.
about a subject and read your chat that they're talking about something totally
Oh,
different.
completely different. Completely. I wasn't talking about pizza. No, completely. That's why at the beginning of my streams I say what's up, and at the very end. Otherwise, in the middle, good luck. I may talk to them.
You just zone out.
I do. That's why I need people on the panel. So otherwise, I just rant to myself.
Yeah, that's the difference between an entertainer like me.
I'm not an entertainment man. I'm fucking.
Like you.
I am boring as
Hey,
shit.
would you guys judge me? Watch the entire Cobra Kai series, the new YouTube. I'm like a Netflix and YouTube. Well, actually, it was the only real YouTube series so far because every other YouTube series they put out was complete nonsense.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I badly want to see what the fuck it's about, but
just watch it. It's funny. It's actually pretty good. I mean, it's the first YouTube Red freaking series that they put out
Jim.
that actually makes sense because every other single YouTube Red series they put out, I couldn't get past the first episode. So yeah, check it out, man. It's pretty good. It actually kind of keeps the original Karate Kid show together. You know, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, it's funny, man. You guys,
I'm just waiting for somebody to steal it and put it up on YouTube so I can just watch it for free.
Well, I have a YouTube subscription, so
I refuse to fucking buy a YouTube subscription after what they've done to my channel.
Well, see,
fuck them.
Yeah, I don't know about YouTube. I can't do that. Netflix, I will, as long as I stay grandfathered.
I've had Netflix forever, and I don't even watch it anymore because I've seen like everything that's on there.
Well, see, no, because now they have series and shit that come on regularly.
Most of the series suck. There are some really good ones.
No, I love all of them. They're great.
And a lot of them are foreign.
There's some good ones.
What did you just say, Cynic?
A lot of them are foreigners.
Oh, what's wrong with man? You got issues.
What's that?
He does.
He said they're foreigners.
They don't speak English, and I'm not going to sit there and read a fucking TV show.
But what kind of YouTube do you have?
Did you watch Dark, Sean?
No.
Dark?
No, I haven't.
You got to watch Dark. It's pretty good.
Yeah. See, here's the thing.
It's German.
I watch,
but it's got English over. You know.
Yeah, I wanted to watch that, but it wasn't in English. So
here's the thing.
It is in English. You just watch it, and they're talking in English. You know.
Oh, do they change the English?
Oh, it's what is it called? It's called
English, but it's German. But it's
what's it called?
It's overdubbed.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's one.
But it's actually really good, man. It's really strange. But there's one point on there. Oh, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna give spoilers on it. But you should.
Oh yeah, the new Lost in Space series. It was pretty good.
It was pretty good too. I watched that.
Lost. Technically, they weren't lost in space until season 2.
You stupid ass.
Well, they're not. In season 1.
There's only one
I hated
season
it.
out now. I mean, do you have some?
Because it was on TV too.
About season 2 that I don't know.
Well,
but no, it was
season 1 shows you
the
beginning of season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know the TV. Yeah. I'm old too, man. Fucking same boat.
Hey guys, I'm tired. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
All right, buddy.
This is my abrupt end. I'm actually I realize how tired I am.
Yeah, I meant to leave an hour ago.
I was gonna. Hey, so check this. I was gonna stream for an hour and a half at best. Cynics, every time you come to my damn panel, I end up streaming for way too long.
I know. I have that effect on people.
Well, the funny part is I haven't even really been here. I kind of put it down and walk away. Go do something else. I was in the chat for a little while. You know, when you were saying they were talking shit.
That's why most people like having me on because I just kind of take the show
Okay,
over. And
so I'm gonna tell you right now.
for you.
So I've never experienced it. This is the first time I've experienced this. So I am Kat. She has been asking, saying how much she likes you on the show. But then here's the thing.
What? Oh, I
Let's
like
say,
Cat too.
let's check this out. I like you having you on, but I don't want to be. I don't want a co-host. And you're not good enough to be a co-host. I take Jessica, but
You're
I
right,
wouldn't take
I'm the
you.
main guy.
No, I told you, Jessica makes your show. You're nothing. In fact, you do need to. Okay, so you need to let her know. We need to have this Grand Canyon conversation.
Yeah, she's hard to get a hold of nowadays.
Oh.
Her job and
Okay, that's why. Because I was like, why don't you guys just stream on a regular basis?
yeah, and she got this job and it's just fucked everything up.
Tell her to stop working. What the hell's wrong with her?
I told her that. I said, "What do you need a job for?"
All right, man. See, you're doing it again. I'm going. Where's my hangout? All right, cool. All right, here we go, man. All right, so I'm so happy you actually came on. We actually got an opportunity to have a conversation and hang out. It's actually been a
I'm
while.
actually very, very curious about the Grand Canyon conversation.
Okay.
too.
Um,
I
so
don't even know what you're talking about.
oh no, he on Cynic's channel, he has a co-host. She is a I don't even know. It's like a creation scientist, creation science creation. Yeah, whatever. She kind of she goes back and forth depending on what she wants to say, basically. And
I'll check that out.
and my version of how the Grand Canyon was formed is an issue for her. The last time we had a conversation, I pretty much smashed her, and she doesn't take losing as an option. So she keeps saying that we're gonna have this conversation, and she's gonna win. So
Well, so you do have an opinion on how Grand Canyon was
oh,
formed.
absolutely. Well,
Oh,
mine is more of the realistic version, but yeah.
all right. Well, maybe mine's not. So.
No, I'll like he said, it's hard to get a hold of her. I do talk to. I've like said hi to her on Twitter, so maybe she'll come here. And just as long as Cynic's not here, so maybe that will work out.
Maybe that's what it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it'd be me, you, and her, and it'd be like me and her against you, or
Yeah, something like
not
that.
against. There's no against.
Oh, with her there is. She's very competitive, even though she's always wrong.
Well, more than likely, I'll probably back her from whatever.
Yeah, but
That's what I can tell so far.
yeah, so far. But yeah, I'll hit you up in the back chat so we can do this again like soon, like real soon, not long periods of time like this. We got to do this again real soon.
Hopefully, I didn't interrupt the whole thing coming in.
Oh no, man! You're more than welcome on my anytime. Anytime I'm live, all you got to do is hit me up in the chat. Go panel. I'll say no problem. Always welcome here.
Appreciate you having me on the show.
No problem at all, sir. Thank you. The next.
I don't care.
Yeah, just go. Just
Bye.
leave. Bye. All right, people. Obviously, it's time to go. Everybody, thank you guys for hanging out. I know it was actually I actually enjoyed this one a lot. It was the hangout. It was serious, except for the very beginning with the weather modification stuff. But I like saying a little bit of that. Mostly a redo of everything I've already talked about, but sometimes it needs to be done. I am Kat. Thank you for being around. It's a new light on how people ask questions and stuff. So you're cool. We like you here. Don't worry about it. Fudge, man. Thank you for stopping by. Felix, hanging out. Thank you. Reds, Ruth. Thank you, sir. I always appreciate it. The invite is the same for you no matter what. Anytime you want to say anything, promote anything, it does not matter. Panel is your panel, my friend. Stargazer Jim, I'll see you around. I'll see you over at the other place probably. Hey, shit, man. Do you ever want to jump on the panel? You're more than welcome to. So, Otai, how you doing, sir? I'll probably see you around the server. You've been hanging out pretty loudly over there. J. Alex, fuck you. Trouble, thank you for stopping by. What else is in? That is it. For the people that did stick around, I have a new outro. Like it? Good. If you don't, I don't care. Love you guys.
Goes out to every armored soldier. Left, right. We are the frontline soldiers. Anything that happens, we gon' jump first. When everything is over.